All right, good morning, everybody. Today is now week 6 of our mentorship program. We got 2 more weeks left, and then we're going to shift to a 6 week program regarding presentations. Um, Hopefully, in 2 more weeks, your business will be set up to where you're prospecting daily. You have a lead follow up system, right? Because if you're not there yet, right, you're going to be behind. Now, there are some people who are joining us late, which is okay. But again, you got to remember, right? You got to do the work every single week, right? There's always something to improve, right? There's always something you can work on, right? The number one thing that we've been talking about is understanding your scripts and dialogues, creating your schedule, creating your daily and weekly schedule, right? So that's what we're going to wrap up today, right? Because if you're not there yet, you need to jump on this today. Now, we've had the recordings online. You guys have the links, right? We're on, the 5 weeks is on there, right? As you can tell, if you watch all 5 weeks, we tend to repeat some of the information, but there is some nuggets in there. So next week, I'm going to give you guys some resources, a list of them that you guys need to jump on if you haven't done so by today, right? Okay. So, prospecting, right? So let me share my screen. So if you're not here live, you're not going to be able to, you don't have this handout yet, right? But you will have it by the end of today, if not by tomorrow, right? Basically, my question to you is, are you still committed, right? Though some of you guys have been with us, 6 weeks now, right? Or 6 sessions. So total 5 weeks technically. How is your effort level? So if you're here, right, you guys can, rate yourself, right? How is your effort level on a scale of 1 to 10, right? How is it, right? Meaning, are you really working every single day, right? Or are distractions still in the way? Right? Be it, kids are out of school. I have to watch them, so many hours. We all have different commitments, right? Um, so again, it's up to you to control that schedule, right? Most of our top agents are moms with kids, right? Why is that? It's because they're very good with their, activity. I call activity management, not time management, right? You can't manage time. You can only manage your activities, right? So that's why I asked you guys to create your schedule. What time do you want to wake up? Because if some people says, I don't have enough hours in a day. Well, you do. You just have to wake up earlier or go to bed later, right? Or figure out during your awake hours, how can you become more efficient, right? How can you multiply yourself, all right? As a mom, I've had many moms. I told them, hey, I need you to get a nanny because I when I ask the question of what's more important, time with your family or the money to earn more money, right? Both. Well, yes, work, but where are you going to earn more money? It's as becoming a real estate agent. Now, if you're saying I want to spend time with my kids, I've told some of our top agents now, I say, hey, spend the next 4 years with your kids. Your success in real estate will wait for you, right? It will wait for you, right? It's going to be up to you. Um, Turn on my camera here. It's going to be up to you as far as see, it's going to be up to you where you're going to spend your time, right? Okay. And the third one. Third one. Yeah. Start with you. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So again, it's going to be up to you, right? Where are you going to spend your time, right? How much money you want to earn? How much money do you want to, how much time do you want to spend in your business? It's going to be totally up to you guys, right? Um, my goals are different from your goals, right? Some of you are younger, some are older, some have kids, some don't, right? So the question is, what's more important? So you're going to need to determine that in the next 2 weeks, right? Now, you can say, oh, I just want to go part time right now, but you can still participate because I always say get the information now. But remember, info is only potential power, right? Knowledge is potential power. Is in the application of that knowledge do you realize, true power, right? Right? Okay. Now, all right. So, question: how is your effort level? How is your energy level? Right? Scale of 1 to 10. Only you can answer that, right? hopefully, in 2 more weeks, you're when I ask for these answers, right? It'll be good, right? How many daily contacts do you need to make every day? What is your number, right? Remember the simple, easy business plan that we did, right? How many contacts do you need to make every day? Are you hitting that? Are you putting the effort in, right? Like if I can't door knock with you, does that mean you're not going to because it's on your schedule, right? Just because I'm not doing something, you're not going to do it, right? You got to do it, right? Right? If you want to become healthier, right, you got to do certain things, right? Like right now, I have, my doctor is worried about my heart, so uh, so I told my wife that. So I told her, my doc says I need to remove stress. So I need to spend time a little bit away from you. Okay. So just a joke, right? But understand that, right? I mean, stress level is very high in real estate. It can be, right? Either doing too many deals or having no deals. It's still stress, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bottom line is we have to make sure, that's why we talk about the meds, right? Remember meds?
Meditation.
No? What is it?
Wasn't it meditation?
Meditation, that. Yeah, meditation,
Eat, diet,
exercise,
exercise, diet,
uh,
and sleep.
diet, and then sleep, right? Okay. Whatever those meds stand for, you guys, right? You got to do your daily meds, right? Yeah, it's important that we find our time to, you know, be alone with ourselves, right? To de-stress, whatever that may be, right? Okay. Because stress does, affect our health. Remember, our health is our wealth, right? Without our health, wealth won't really matter, right? Okay. I know people that, are like 30 or 40-year-old that passed away. I'm like, wow, it's crazy, right? So again, it's up to you. Some of you guys have lived a good life already, right? But you can have a better life. Okay, so how committed are you to achieving your daily goals? How committed are you achieving your weekly goals, right? WEE, not EA, right? Okay, that's a joke, right? Remember, you must reaffirm and recommit every single day, right? Remember the affirmations? I am a great salesperson. I make 25 contacts every day. I sell one house a month, right? I take one listing, whatever your affirmations are, right? This is part of your 5 pillars for business of happiness exercise, right? What are some of those business goals? So 2026 in easy business plan. You need to complete that, right? Okay, but that's a rolling 12 months. Okay. Your 5 pillars to happiness. What are you going to do? Like for me now, I've now recommitted next year, I will be on the plane every single month again. Right? I did this, I think, 2 years ago, and, I got 10 out of the months, right? We've done it before. Right? Like, I heard that from somewhere. It's like, hey, how about if we just get on the plane every single month? Like on the weekend, long weekend, right? Every single month.
Yeah.
You work 20, 25 days, you take 5 to 7 days off, or 3 to 7 days, or whatever it is, right? You can't jump on a plane or take a drive, go to Lake Tahoe, right? Or to, the Redwoods, or down, come to Half Moon Bay, right? Go to the coast, right? We're lucky in the Bay Area, right? We can just drive a couple hours or jump on a plane. We have 3 airports that we can jump on, right? It's easy. So taking time off is simple. Now, is going away from your business stressful? Like, I can't go away because I got these deals going on. This is part of that stress, and this is part of, can you multiply yourself, right? Because if you can't ever go on vacation because you got deals going on, right? Because they always say, before I go on vacation, I'm always so busy. So I learned from Brian Tracy, one of my mentors, like, go on more vacations. That'll be you busier. But if you're busy before you go on vacation, you still must go on vacation, right? With the internet, the phone, you can do business, right? You can be in the car, airplane, can do business, but you need to be able to leave that behind. That's where you have your TC, you have, an agent that can help you, right? It's pretty easy, right? We have that system in place. If you go on vacation, talk to your manager, myself, we have a system in place, right? You're gonna have to pay for it, right? But yeah, if you can't go somewhere, you can have an agent, help you in that. And that's the multiplication, right? So it's like hiring a gardener, right? You can pay $100, $150 a month to pay a gardener, or it's leisurely for you to garden, then go do it. That's fine if that's what it is for you. But understand we only have so many hours per day, right? We have 168 per week. We have to find out where do we sleep, right? So part of the exercise that you're going to do today is called it's a uh, it's called a time I forget what it's called, but it's a time activity. Basically, for 1 week, you're going to keep track every 15 minutes what you're doing, right? There's three things that you're going to be putting together, right? There's three things, right? Can you do that every 15 minutes or roughly every hour, right? Every half hour. What was your main activity, right? That's where, as agents, we multitask sometimes, right? And we don't really accomplish anything. So we're gonna have to block. So Tony Robbins, told me, chunking, okay, is putting aside certain time to do certain things, right? Because what they say is if the activity takes as long as how much time you give it. Right? What that means is if you give it too much time, you can know how to drag it on. Right? That's why as agents, we don't really get paid by the hour. We get paid by the result. Yeah. Because I can stay here in the office 12 hours a day and not get paid. Right? Because we get paid face to face with people. Right? That's why doing an open house, right, is better than sitting at home or sitting in the office. But of course, it depends on what activity you have or doing during the open house, right? Are you reading something, or are you just waiting for that person to come, right? So you gotta multiply your time, right? Learning is one thing, right? Just like when we're in the car, you should have YouTube Premium and listening to something or some audio getting better, right? Okay, right. So just remember this, right? Pay attention to your intention, right? Follow your schedule, look at your affirmations, right, and your goals, right? What does your vision board look like, right? Right? What are those things that you want to do with your money, right? Keep prospecting and stay focused, right? So here's your stat, right? Keep on calling, right? I, you know, if this is a stat that's out there, right? So where do you quit, right? Where do you quit, right? After the first no, right? Remember, everything's about the first reflex no. You have to get over that, right? 80% of the people, though, hey, no, they stop, right? What you want to get to is to what number? Which which no will stop you? Second no stops you? The third no?
Fifth.
Yeah, you want to get to at least a fifth, right? Okay. So when we talk about the lead follow-up management system that I have, we'll talk about that, right? Remember, people don't fail, people quit too soon, right? Just like they say, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan, right?
So true.
Okay, you got to have a plan. When you get on, when you go on a plane, you hope that the pilot has a plan to take off and land somewhere we're supposed to, right? Right? There's checks and balances, but you hope he's going to get you to, to India, to wherever you're going, right? To Dubai, right? For your wedding. I mean, you want to, there's blind faith there, right? When you jump on the plane, you expect to arrive, right? That's why I don't buy insurance on, they say you should buy insurance before you get on a plane, right? They have those at the airport, right? I don't need that because I expect to be there, right? Okay, it's up to you, right? What is your supreme belief with regards to your business, right? Do you have that belief that hey, I can do this business, right? I know what it takes, and I'm willing to put in the effort, right? Okay, because the business is simple, right? Find people, help them get paid, right? It's nothing hard about real estate, is there? No, honestly, right? Is there anything hard about real estate, right? Right? You got to know the contracts, you got to know disclosures, inspections. I mean, how hard is real estate, honestly? Compared to your previous job, is real estate easy? I mean, the process
Yeah.
itself, right? Yeah, right? It's easy, right? I mean, sure, we have to find people, right? That's hard work. But you can create a system to make that easier, right? And if you're not, if you don't have if you don't systemize that, then yeah, it's going to be hard, right? Because here, if you do an open house every single day, right, 3 4 hours a day, do you think you can do this? You can get some deals done?
Sure.
So why don't you do it, right? So I tell people, if that's all you did, we have agents that did that. They did open houses, all day long, 4 or 5 days a week, right? Like 4 to 6 hours a day, right? That's all they did. Plus, some door knocking, before and after. But people saw their signs, and eventually they got business. And we'll talk. We'll have Jason Pham in one of our meetings. Right, that's how he started. It's an open house, and he's still doing it. Right, but most of our agents is just doing the basics. Right, being out where people are. So remember that thought. Okay, be where people are. Right. So where are buyers and sellers hanging out? Right. So at the end of the day, we need to have an answer for that. For you, where are your buyers and sellers hanging out at? Right. So we've talked about that. And again, it's up to you how many deals you want to do. Right. The more activities you do, the more deals you'll have. Yeah. Yeah. If I want to buy something, I just got to talk to more people. Simple as that. Now, we'll handle why won't you talk to people. We need to get over that, right? Why won't you talk to strangers or people right? Like I tell you guys, hey, I need you guys to start mailing out to every single person you know. Have a mailing program. Every single person you know the address for. And if you say, I don't know their address, let's figure out how to get their address, right? Okay? Because if you don't, they're going to do business with or without us, right? Okay? So when you call them, say, hey, how's the family? Oh, yeah, we just moved into our new house. you know, That cannot happen. Remember, think real estate, think Greg, right? Think real estate, think Sakshi. That's what you want them to. You want to own their brain, the real estate brain. When they meet, Twinkle at an open house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I have an agent already. Her name is Sakshi. So I mean, it's so many times when I do an open house, people I ask them, so who's your agent? They can't remember.
It happens, yeah.
Why is that? If they have an agent, they should know the agent. They should have their card with them. You know, it should be on their phone, right?
If they sign the agreement, I mean, if they have an agent, that means they have signed BRBC, right? So they should know the name of the agent.
It should be,
Yeah.
right? But again, is it Rishan or is it Ruthie? I mean, sometimes people get confused or there's not enough connection, right? Okay. But even then, right? Sometimes, I ask them, hey, who's the agent that you bought the house from? Right? That you last bought your house from. Do you guys still remember?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Have they kept in touch with you? Right? Okay. Learn from that. Okay. Because again, most agents don't have a follow-up system after the sale. Right? They may call you every so often, but there's no monthly mailing, there's no quarterly call. To me, that's the minimum. And we'll talk about that. Okay. So remember, people don't fail, people fail to quit, right? Or quit too soon, right? Okay. So you got to plan for success, right? All right, so here's what I want you guys to do, right? So right now, in your head, or if you guys are on Zoom, right, you guys can see this, right? Rate yourself, right? This is on the third page of this handout, right? So rate yourself, right? On a scale of 1 to 5, okay? This is 1 to 5, right? Okay. Um, or you can do 1 to 10, but I have it to where 1 to 5, right? Do you focus on lead generation, every day? What's your focus, right? Do you prospect earlier in the day, right? Okay. Are you tough on pricing? Go back for price reductions, right? And here's some of our agents right now. They're failing to price the property right or convincing the client that the market has shifted, right? Okay. Earlier, before we hit record, we talked about open houses. I know open houses are slow because on the weekends, I go to open houses to see the agents, right? So I'll ask them, hey, so how's the traffic? Oh, it's like a little slow.
Slow. It was
Right.
like zero yesterday.
Zero, right? Okay.
Like 5 hours, I
Right.
missed
Where was
it.
that open house?
Mission Hills.
Like what street?
It was Mill Creek Road.
Mill Creek. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. And that's where, is it, because most people will look at the internet first.
Yeah.
So is there something on the internet that attracts them to go there? Right. Okay. Number two, is it easy to get to? Right. Bottom line, that's what brings the traffic in. Right. Or is there nothing else better to do? Right.
There are
Okay.
people that
Right.
just go
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah. You're curious, right? That's what we said. Most of the people that come to open houses are just lookers, right? And we're looking for the potential buyers and sellers, right? If they want to just look, that's fine, right? But see, here's the thing: if you can capture their contact info, now you can nurture them, right? Okay. As I said before, though, the purpose of the open house is so you can prospect for the open house before, maybe even during, right? If no one's coming, you call people and say, hey, how's it going? What's happening? Get people's forward, right? Because you can be calling as part of your quarterly calls or whatever, wherever your monthly calls may be, or your text, right? Okay. How many texts did Saturday was Slurpee Day, right? You guys know that? It's Slurpee Day at 7-Eleven. Remember, there's something to do there's always a day of something, right? Right? Where did you get that information about Slurpee?
I just remember from our meeting.
Right. So you Googled it or what'd you do?
I remembered I had it in my notes, 7-Eleven, because
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
and that was something funny. So I was like, I
Yeah.
remembered it.
But where did you get that Slurpee Day? Where did you find that information? Like, did you a date? Is there a website you went to
No, online Google, and I asked you,
and you asked ChatGPT what or Google what?
draft me a quick text.
Okay. Draft me a quick text for today.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
7-Eleven.
And 7-Eleven popped up, right? Because remember, there's a day of something every day, right? Okay. Um, so you can just chat GPT and then from there create a message. So like I said, there's usually a message of the week that I have, and it's based on what's happening. Either what happened before or during the week. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I got that from other people, right? Before I even sent it out, right? Because I did send it out. She gave me an idea, and it's a Slurpee day for Saturday. Everybody gets a small Slurpee.
And it was
Right.
a really hot weekend too.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
perfect.
Right. So do you track and monitor everything? Meaning, some of you guys are not doing your 100-point day sheet. Remember?
Right.
So we'll talk about that, right? So we'll touch on that. Okay. How well do you stay on schedule? Like, you guys pick up your kids from school, right? Right. Have you ever gone through a day? It's like, oh man, I forgot to pick up my son or daughter. Right? Have you guys ever done that? Right? Forgot to pick up your son or make arrangements to pick up your son or daughter, right? Okay. Not really, right? Right? I mean, I'm sure it has happened. Hey, you just won't admit it, right? But to where it is like you're so busy with other things. But most of the time you make a plan to pick up or drop off your kids, right? Right? So same thing with your prospecting, your skill building activities, which is your role play, right? Your market research, looking at the MLS, is that on your schedule? Right? Okay. So remember those three key activities every day: skill building, market research, and prospecting is 1, 2, and 3 in your day. Right? Picking up your kids should come after that. Right? Now, you have to, which means that I want you to put importance on the first three, like you have importance on your kids, right? Because you have to feed your kids, right? That's how you have to think. Right? I know you guys have, side income, meaning you're married and you have spousal income. We're gonna get rid of that, right? Because you have to think outside the box, right? Okay. And that's where I want to make sure that you guys remember you chose to open up your own real estate business, right? Okay. You just have to figure out the time when you're gonna operate. When are you open for business? Right? Okay. And make sure the employee works. Who's the employee? You're the employee, right? And who's the boss?
Yeah.
You're the boss, right? So you have to be a good boss and a good employee, okay? All right. And that's where maintaining high standards comes in, right? I put here, do I get emotionally involved, right? This is where sometimes, we have to get rid of the drama. Meaning, you know, when people don't come to your open house, just accept it for what it is. It is what it is, right? Okay, now how can I get more deals when no one comes there? That's where you prospect for it, right? You prospect during the open house, or you're learning during the open house. You're reading something, right? Okay,
GPT.
right? You chat GPT stuff, right? Okay,
4 hours
right?
chat GPT.
And you have a business plan, accountability, and some sort of structure, right? So that's what we're trying to do here, right? Is to create a business structure for you, right? So scale of 1 to 5, not me, could be me, might be me, probably me, that's me, right? I want you to rate yourself, okay? So next week, I want to know what's your number, right? I'm gonna review this, right? All right. So here's what my contact management system comes up, right? Okay. Some of you guys have seen this, right? If you've forgotten it, you need to be doing this, right? Yeah, Dana. Okay. This is on the, I think, fourth or fifth page, right? Okay. All right. So it's up to you. How will you label people, right? People use numbers. I use, temperature, right? It used to be just hot, warm, and cold. That was my start, right? Then I created fire and then ice, right? So this is a guide. This is not absolute, right? Time frame, right? If it's within the next 30, 45 days, right? Like any time, right? Now what I call fire. These are the ones who they're on my hot sheet. They're on my, yeah, I know who they are, right? But some usually have it written down somewhere, right? Where I know that if these are the ones I'm looking for properties for, if it's a buyer, if it's a seller, I'm checking in with them at least once a week, every couple of days. Hey, did your contractor show up? How's the painting going, right? Like I have a couple of those right now. They're getting ready to put on the market. I'm checking with them, right? Is a contractor coming on time? Is there anything I can do to speed things up, right? Okay. Um, how often do I email mail, right? If it's a buyer getting Real Scout, right? So they're getting alerts, right?
Mhm.
Or at least now remember, everyone here between 1 and 4 are getting monthly mailers, yeah? Are you sure?
Yeah.
They're getting a monthly mailer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If not more, right? Contact by phone, okay? Phone or text, right? Phone and text usually, right? Um, 2 to 3 times per week, right? Now, what is the conversation about? Right? It's about their needs, right? Yes? Sometimes it's just, hey, have a great weekend. That's all it is. Happy 4th of July weekend. That's part of that messaging. It's not about, hey, every day, hey, did the contractor show up? Did the contractor show up? Unless that's what's needed, right? So you should have, um, a purpose for that call, right? And usually there's something happening that week, right? Sometimes a birthday will fall in that week, right? Okay. But you have to figure out what are you calling about, right? So any questions on this Zoom world or here in the class, right? Any thoughts, questions, comments? Like ice. How did I create ice, right? Remember, these are the people that have no plans, right? You know, these are people that I met at open house and are ghosting me, right? Okay, or it says you know don't call me anymore, right? So I'll do some occasional call to them, right? Because it's a live number. But if someone says don't ever call me again, I don't they fall off. But remember, I told you I don't delete phone numbers. I just leave it there, but I don't do anything with them. But I have a history. So in case they call me back again 5 years from now, I know what they told me. They don't remember it, right? Because again, people, like all the houses you guys saw, right? Rishan and Sakshi, right? When you guys before you bought your house, do you remember all the agents? You don't, right? So, when you text people, it's like you don't remember what you spoke about, right? So I want you guys to understand that. Okay, so questions on the um, lead management system, contact management system. Zoom roll, right? So you guys have a monthly mailer. if you don't have a monthly mailer through TPMCO set up yet by in 2 weeks, we need to have a conversation. Because some of you guys don't want to invest the money for some reason, right? Don't believe in doing it yet. I need to have a conversation with you guys, right? Because if you don't have a monthly mailer going out automatically, right? What how do you expect to get long-term business? Or how do you expect to get long-term business? Because as I said before, some of you guys have bought houses from other agents. What is their post-sale follow-up? Yours has to be better. Okay? Right? And we'll hear that from at least four of our top agents when I interview them. Like, what do they do? Right? You guys know some of the things that we do, right? But very few actually do the monthly newsletter that I do. And I'm gonna challenge them. Why they have what are they using, right? Because some people are doing the American lifestyle, right? That's doing the $5 per piece thing, right? Totally fine, right? They do it quarterly though, right? Very few do that on a bi-monthly basis, right? Or but again, it's up to you what you're sending out. Okay.
When are you gonna be interviewing?
So far it's gonna be Jason, Chang, and Kajal so far, right? Um, and probably Angela from Union City, right? And then Kim in Pleasanton, right? Maybe even Rajiv. Some of our agents that have been in business long term, right? And and I'm not going to focus on what they're not primarily what they're doing now. Is how did they get started,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So because some of the questions that we've had on top producer panels, I think we're missing some of the questions, right? Okay.
Do we have an idea?
Will that be
when?
this month?
It's gonna be next month,
Oh, no.
right? On a weekly basis. There's gonna be like 15 to 30 minutes that we're gonna have them. Okay. That's where the next level comes in, right? Because if we're not doing this yet, it's not gonna happen, right? Because again, they're doing it, right? Yeah. All right. So we are on page 5 now, right? Right. So again, how can you remind yourself who to text, when to text, right? When to call? That's where your CRM comes in.
Yeah.
Right? So do you have a CRM to remind you of these dates yet, right? Most of us, have used Follow Up Boss, right? Or, um, I use it a little bit, but I still use Top Producer primarily for contact management, okay? Again, figure out how will you remind yourself about these dates and times. You can use, again, if you have, like, how many people are in your CRM? I'll pick on Twinkle, right? How many people do you think you have on your CRM right now?
331.
Right. Okay. But usually it's around 200 to 300 is where most agents I see a plateau. Right. Imagine if you have 1,000 people. Right. How will you remember everyone's birthday or important times in their life? Right. Their kids or anniversaries, different things. Right. When did they buy their house? Like every sale you have done, do you know when their house anniversary is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
First one.
And do you have a reminder? How often do you see them? Right? How often do you see your past clients? Or at least, hey, are you guys going to be home this weekend? I'm going to be in your area. I'd love to stop by.
Yeah.
Right? Every time I go to Tahoe, anyone I've sold in the Sacramento area, I always give them a call. Right? Hey, I'm on my way to Tahoe. I was wondering if you guys going to be home. I'd love to stop by, see you either before or after the trip. Right? And again, the invitation is enough. Right? If you miss them, they're not there, you got too busy, it's okay. You had a conversation about it. Right? But don't call them every time you go to Tahoe. You never go there like in 10 years, okay? At least once you need to stop by, make it a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But remember, they're getting your monthly mailer, right? They're getting your quarterly calls, right? And some texts and some other engagement. So to where they don't forget you or you don't forget them,
Yeah.
right? But I honestly, most agents don't, they forget about their past clients.
Most agents?
Yeah, most agents do. All right. Most agents, it's because they don't have a post-sale plan, right? Or they don't know what to talk to them about, or it's like they don't want to talk to them for some reason, which is so to me is unreal, right? That's why I've challenged you guys. If you see, one of my clients, and and hopefully they'll remember my name, right? Uh, and I challenge you to convert them, right? And see, because I've had many agents tell me, "Hey, I met one of your clients. I met your relative. I met this," and convert them, right? My wife, right? She's in real estate. I said, "Hey, if you can convert any of my past clients, my relatives, go for it." Right? But my expectation is, there are people there that will work with me. There are some that will not. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
But if someone can convert somebody, that means I didn't do a good enough job. Yeah? Right? So, question.
Which CRM is the most used by those who have bigger
Well,
database?
okay. Some people use like follow up boss, right? That's part of our tech package, right? Some people like Rev. It's up to you. Play around with it, see what it does, right? Just because, what kind of car do you drive?
Audi.
Okay. Why do you like an Audi? Why does he like Tesla? Why does she like a BMW, Mercedes, right? We can, oh yeah, it's because it's got this. So you test drive it, you take it for a run, find out what the features and benefits that you like, then you'll see which one's best for you, right? We recommend basically Rev and Follow Boss. That's what's on our tech package. Okay. They both benefit different things, but I'm still using Top Producer and I'm thinking of going to referralmaker.com, right? Okay. I don't think Lion Desk is worth it. And I think they're basically gone now. But Referral Maker and Top Producer are still there, right? But Follow Boss, I think, has good tech tools. I said Follow Boss is like the Tesla, right? Top producers like the Mercedes, right? Referral makers like the BMW, right? I, you know, so again, Rev, is new still. Is the new player there, but we don't know where it's gonna go, right? Yes.
You had asked into this question how many contacts do you have for your
Yeah.
CRM? How do you like? What is the methodology of adding contacts? Do you add every contact?
And you add everybody.
across?
You add everybody. Everyone you have a name, phone number, email, or name, phone number, email, address. Right? You gotta have those, right? I have several Joes that I just have a phone number because I didn't put how I met them before, or you know, I have no idea. I don't have an email. I just have a phone number, right? So now I'm better at adding people's contact info and details. But yes, you have to have their contact info, or you should have them somewhere. Because like I said, I don't delete phone numbers anymore, right? Like some agents have left our company, I still have their number, right? Some of them I try to bring them back, but some of them you're just getting information, right? Because remember, if Twinkle decides to retire from real estate, she's gonna need a realtor or some, maybe, right? I don't know, right? Most of us will probably never retire from real estate, right? We'll do it at some level, right? But some people just will need a realtor at some point. That's why I said today, they're happy with their current realtor, right? 5 years from now, maybe not, right? So that's why if you're able to, you gotta keep adding people because you never know what's gonna happen. Remember, we don't have to be good. We just have to be there when they're ready. So when they're ready, they're thinking of vision, right?
And the TPM CEO does not go to any of those because we
No.
haven't sold any homes.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I mean, the newsletter,
The monthly newsletter,
yeah, the mailer,
the mailer.
the email, the mailer.
Yeah.
Does not go to any of those because those are just random
Yeah.
people we have come across,
Yeah.
right?
Like if you meet someone at an open house today, do I automatically put them on a monthly mailing system? No, unless they're willing to work with me, then I don't add them yet, right? And usually I will know who I need to remove after 3 months,
Okay.
right?
You do a scrub.
Yeah, you scrub it at least quarterly. Because
Okay.
remember, you're calling them, right? You have a list, right? And yeah, you scrub them every so often. But like I said, there are some people that are relatives, and friends that I send it to them. I know they're not going to do business with me, but when they see me, they ask me how's real estate, and other people hear it, right? And that's what you want, right? So yeah, so there are some that you're sending stuff that you're not gonna, they probably won't do business with you potentially. But I always hold on that I may be able to convert them. Okay. Yes.
So back in the day during open houses, I did not add people to my database who worked with an agent. So like when I asked them, do you work with exclusively with an agent? Yes, we do. And some of them gave me the name too. So I did not add those people to my database. But now, had I done, how would I follow up with them?
Yeah. So okay. So great point, right? So Twinkle comes to my open house. Hi, my name is Greg. I'm a local realtor, or whatever your script is, right? Okay, in this case, here I have a realtor. His name is Rishan. He's actually with ABC, right? I said, perfect, great. Hey, how long you been working with Rishan? Oh, 10 years. Oh, great. Oh, you bought a couple houses with him. Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Hey, by the way, how I get their contact info is I say, hey, would you be curious to know what this property sells for? So that way you can tell Rishan how to write your next offer. Okay. I'm going to bring it back to their agent, but there has to be something to why they should give me their contact info. Would you be curious to receive the disclosure package? Right. That's one of, so there's something I give them. Now I've given them something. Now I get to ask. Right. So I use, those are usually two things I offer to them, the disclosure package or neighborhood information if they're from out of the area. Right. We have city guides. You guys know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what city guides are, talk to your MIT. Right? We have city guides. We have lists of utility companies, right?
Yep.
Right? You give that to the buyer, if you're listing, right? Hey, by the way, just before we close, here's some information you guys might want to have. I give it with their agent in front of me. Hey, by the way, here are the list of utilities. Now, Richard may have a problem with it, but usually they don't. But guess what's on the flyer? It's the utilities with my contact info.
And what was the other one? You said City Trends?
So city guys.
City guides, right? Okay. Like, do you guys know RPR?
Yeah.
NAR,
You-
RPR?
Yeah, do you guys use that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see guys there all the time, right? But we have some intero type already, right? So you can give these things to people, right? That their agents are not giving. Now, just be careful who's, you might step on their toes or they might feel offended. That's okay. I don't mind. If an agent is going to have a hard time, me giving something to their client that's helpful, then that's on them because they should have given it.
But then how do you follow up after the open?
Yeah, so about that, right? Okay, so I send that, right?
Yeah.
So now I have their contact info, right? And how do I nurture it?
Yeah.
Right? I'm not going to set them up on an alert yet, unless I figure out that's what they need, right? But remember, finding a house is not usually the issue, right? They go to Zillow or Redfin all the time, right? So what else can I give them? Well, I promised them the disclosure package. I promised them city guides and things like that, right? Yeah. Remember, they have their own agent, right? Okay. Now, every so often, I'm gonna, hey, have a great 4th of July weekend. Hey, have a good Labor Day weekend.
Non-real estate test.
Yep. Okay. Right. Remember, that's why every month you go through your phone list on your phone, right? You see who you need to be texting. Hey, curious about the museum pass? Hey, did you know it's Slurpee Day? Saturday, get a free Slurpee, right? Send that, right? And you know who's saying, stop sending this to me, right? How many people did you send that Slurpee thing this weekend? Rough number.
20?
20?
I put it up on my social media.
You put it on social media, but you only texted it to 20, right? Why did you only text it to 20, right? Because we spoke on Friday, right? Right? Okay. Why did you only send it to 20? You should have gone through what letter of the month was it, right?
Yeah.
Just go down those letters.
I thought I overthought because I'm like, it might not be relevant for them.
Okay.
Or
Yeah. See, that's where we can't overthink stuff. Just send it. If they have a problem with you sending it, at least you know. So next time, she didn't like Slurpee Day. I better not send Hamburger Day today. I mean,
Or
who you,
you can send hamburgers because they might like hamburgers and not
right?
Slurpees.
Okay. Okay. Think about that, right? We cannot overthink this. Just like the newsletter. A lot of people think, they're not going to read it. How do you know? Oh, they're not going to answer the door. How do you know? That's why we just got to do it,
This is the problem.
right? Okay. It's all up here, right? Yes.
So you know how I'm still writing the coattails of the 4th of July, like what
Mhm.
did you do?
Yeah.
But I think I just heard you say just send it. So, because my question was gonna be, if I just did the 4th of July thing, like the 2nd through the 4th, obviously. I don't know what day Slurpee Day was. I'm assuming it's 7-11, right?
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
think that would be too soon together?
No, you know,
Just anything that
Hey,
I
I-
can value until they tell me to kick rocks.
yeah.
Okay.
Remember, you're going down the list, right? You know who you can send it to, right?
When you say list, are you talking about a specific list from this class or just my
No.
cell phone?
On your cell phone.
Uh-huh.
Remember, you pick the letter of the day, right? Like today is the 13th.
Uh-huh.
What is the 13th letter of the month? So you should be on that letter by this month. You basically, what I want you guys to do is scrub your phone every month.
Okay.
Is just go through. What can, like, when you come up to like, Sakshi, phone number. What do I send her? Right? Like,
Look up
yeah,
whatever the day is.
yeah, just send something, right? And see if she engages. Man, she hasn't engaged for me for the last 10. Remember, I'm not sending this like once a week.
Yeah.
Like once a month or once a quarter, I would reach out, right? These are the people who I only have a phone number for. These are the people that I met at Open House says they have an agent, right? Because here's my thought, right? Do you have time to do it,
Yes. We should be lead generating.
right? You have the time to do these texts and these reach outs, right? But somehow you don't do it, right? Right? Like, have you met your top 5 neighbors where you live? Left, right, 3 across, right? That's your 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you met your neighbors?
Absolutely.
Again, it's either you want to or not. Just like this. Do you want to send this text or not? Right?
And
Simple.
most of them know me, so I doubt they get offended.
Yeah, right. They'll probably just ignore it, or like,
Yeah.
you know, they might react to it, but they just ignore it, you know. But they're not gonna get offended,
Sure.
you know. Now, guess what? If they're like one of these lists now. Let's say they're one of the ones on fire. Maybe I say, hey, so did you end up going to 7-Eleven this weekend? Did you get your free Slurpee?
Mhm.
That's my conversation. It's not, hey, is the house ready to put on the market yet?
Sure.
Remember, personal first, social second, business third. So there's always something personal we can talk about, right? Hey, happy Monday. So what interesting thing you did this weekend? Jess, send it.
Mhm.
See who responds, right?
Yeah.
And you know who you sent this out to. Like, did I send something last week from this person? Because sometimes you may not get to the 13th letter till like end of the month, but at least or till next month again, because you didn't do the daily scrubbing of your phone.
I was thinking of doubling it. So I have my weeks with at least 3 days minimum already on my calendar for 2
Yeah.
hours where I'm lead generating.
Right.
So if we do the math, we would just add however many letters
Yeah.
that week. Does that make sense? Instead of
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, like you said.
like six
Yeah.
6 letters in those 3 days.
Yeah, however, you do it,
Process.
but at least once a month you need to scrub your phone.
I'm gonna do it twice.
At least see them, right? Like Jess, how'd I met her? Oh. Hey, hi there. It looks like, it's been a while since we last spoke. Love to chat about the real estate market with you. Jess, send. See what happens.
Would you add anything, I know you said real estate is last, right? With the 4th of July list of fireworks, I probably should have put it on a cute little Canva with my face.
Hmm.
Would you suggest me doing that for like hypothetically for the Slurpee Day? Right?
Hmm.
Did you know Slurpee Day
Hmm.
at blah, blah, blah date and then put it, do you get what I'm saying? Like take a picture of
Yeah.
Slurpee and put my
Yeah.
real estate logo at the bottom or like my face?
Yeah.
Would you suggest doing that?
Yeah.
Because the Slurpee is personal.
Yeah, great.
I'm branded.
The more you guys can personalize your marketing, some of you guys, like I said, you guys are good with Canva, with your phone, with Pinterest, and you guys can make fancy flyers, right? Fancy stuff. Yeah, the more you can personalize it, the better it is. Yet the text is the simplest thing. Simple,
Okay.
right? That's what I do.
I
Yeah.
think you should do a combination because sometimes, at least I get the feeling when I always see a branded, not just with your name or phone number, but like full brokerage, everything, right?
Mhm.
It comes off as salesy a little bit versus a text. Like, hey, how's it
Sure.
going? Oh, did you know? Like, that's more personal. But
Yeah.
if I put my name, my office address, my brokerage, everything, they're like, is she being nice because she wants something? Is she doing this?
But that's fair. I
Yeah.
wouldn't limit myself to that, but I do see what you're saying, like the conversation is still personal, but
Yeah.
anything that I send, like, again, go back to the fireworks, right? The, hey, what are you doing for Fourth of July? That was completely personal.
Yes.
If they ask for the list, then I
That
feel
would
like,
be branded.
correct. So for the Slurpee, it'd be the same thing. Hey, did you know 7-Eleven had blah, blah, blah? And then here are lists, I don't know, in the area or whatever, and then that would have my real estate.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Again, it's up to you how far you're going to take your marketing, right?
Mhm.
But understand that you just need to communicate with your people, right? With your database, right? However it is, right? Like I always tease people, how often do you call mom and dad, brother and sister, right? Like
Okay.
I know people, they live in the same city, they don't even visit.
I actually
Right.
had them on my 100-point day. I was like, done, because that is
Right.
a conversation, easy 2 points.
Right? Like how often you should be calling mom and dad, at least every other day just to say hello, good morning, there's something you can talk about, right? Hey, I always call the house. Hey, what's for dinner, mom? That's my conversation. Okay, great. Okay, tell me what's good tomorrow. I don't like what's on the menu today. But it's the conversation.
Yeah.
I call my sister. Hey, sis, you got any leftover? Coming over. I mean, it's that. But again, it's about the personal connection, right? Okay.
So,
Question, comment, anything else? Zoom world, any thoughts about the contact management? We're good? All right. So here's what I want you guys to do, right? The next page, right? It's the weekly scheduling, right? You guys still haven't given me your daily schedule yet. Some of you guys, right?
not.
Right? So you better have a schedule you can follow. Now, what I want you guys to do is create a weekly schedule that mimics your daily schedule, right? Like, what time do you pick up your kids? It's the same day every day, right? What time you drop them off, you feed them, right? It's every day, right? So I want you now to chunk your activities. So here's an example, right? Okay. And you can see there's like a couple hours missing. Some of you guys are like, hey, what happened to, 9 and 10? What happened to, 2 and 3? I mean, it's like, hey, what happened to between 12 and 2? There's flex time in between, right? You have to build in flex time, right? So if your kid gets out at 2:05, you don't put, 2 to 2:15, pick up child, right? No, you got to drive there. So which means that you probably have to leave, you know, your real estate day at 1:30, right? Right? Okay. Right? Don't be like, that parent's like, oh, yeah, sorry, got tied up, right? You got to plan for it. It's just like before the appointment. If you have a listing or a buyer appointment, how much time do you prepare for it? All right. Do you arrive early or you're the one always late? Right? Okay. So I want you guys to now figure out in your daily schedule, right? Because some of you guys, I'm not getting enough text about what time you wake up, right? Right, John?
Ron, you don't text good morning?
Right? Not every day. I was like, hey, did Blaze wake up today?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Okay. So, right? Okay.
Yes, we
Right. Hey, must have a long evening last night. Okay. So again,
I did have a
you know,
long evening.
what did you guys, remember we said, hey, I want you guys to text me when you wake up, right?
To see your live.
Yeah, see, right? Right? Because part of that accountability is to say, hey, share your affirmation, one affirmation. And hey, I'm awake, excited, and full of energy. Right? Say that, right? Some of you guys are copying, pasting your affirmations. Totally fine. Right? I just want you guys to make sure you read your affirmations, right? See how truthful the affirmations are. Meaning, do you believe your affirmations? Right? Do you believe it? Right? Maybe you're not doing it yet, but do you believe it? When you say, I'm a great salesperson, can you actually eventually believe that? Meaning, you talk it and you walk it. What does a great salesperson do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? In your definition, right? Okay. So I want you guys to create a schedule that you can follow almost every day. And you can see here, there's options to do, right? Like for some of us, right? I want you guys to go on broker tours on Wednesdays and Thursdays, right, as part of your schedule. But if you don't, what are you doing between 10 and 1 o'clock? If you're not seeing houses, what are you doing between 10 and 1? Right? Right? Because if you have kids, usually you're available between 9 and 2. That's your first half of your day. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Or 9 to 1. Right. If you have kids, because usually kids get out between 2 and 3 unless they're like on half day, right? Okay. I know the schedule because I have grandkids now. Okay. And sometimes, hey, can you pick up? Yeah. Right. So again, you got to create flexibility in your schedule, but understand you have to go back to it later on. Okay. Right. I said, we will have our own commitments and distractions, right? Whatever it is, right? Right. You may have had a late night last night, so you sleep in, totally fine, right? But remember, tomorrow's a new day, next day, right? You can have bad days, even bad weeks. You can't have bad months, okay? Right? You can't have bad months,
Not allowed to.
right? You cannot, right? And if you know how to get back on your schedule, because you have one, right? Then you just got to follow it, right? But see, here's the thing. If you have your monthly mailing going out, right? Right? If your monthly mailer is going out, you can have bad weeks and doesn't matter because it's all going out. People are hearing about it, right? And if you have a good social media plan, someone's posting for you, right? Or at least your bad weeks, you're probably on social media, right? So you might as well have fun with that, right? Start liking stuff, posting or where you are, right? So at least people know you're alive, right? So here's the thing, right? Life can be fun, right? Okay. Because if life is not fun, then you might as well die. Told that to my wife, and she says, "We want me to die?" Right? Ask her that one day.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Yeah. Because here's the thing, right? If you're not having fun, right, and life is not exciting, then what else is there, right? Because I told her I don't like to argue, right? That's why. Okay, fine. But then she said, "You don't apologize." Yeah. I said, because I've told you guys, right? I don't say I'm sorry. And I don't do that to my clients, right? I do. It's not on my vocabulary to say I'm sorry, right? That's why she says, you have no feelings, right? I said, no, I do, right? But see, if I feel that I did something purposely, then yeah, I am sorry for doing it. But see, I don't. Nothing is by accident. You guys agree?
No,
Nothing's accident. Is there?
something is.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, right? Is there anything by accident? To me, everything has a purpose.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. That is.
Okay, everything's by purpose, right?
Yeah,
That's how I believe, right?
apologies is okay. I mean, sometimes we should apologize.
Yeah, see. To me, I'm sorry, or like if I bump into him, it's like I'm sorry. What am I sorry for? There was no. I did not purposely bump in the street, right? Right? Or like if you're late, do you say I'm sorry I'm late?
Yeah.
No.
What do you do? What do you do?
Pick up where people are.
No, I was like,
Like
I did.
yeah. But see, here's the thing. Did you know you were going to be late?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you call them to tell them you're going to be late?
Yes.
So why should you say I'm sorry you're late? You don't have to because you corrected the activity before,
Interesting.
right?
Okay.
So don't just arrive late.
Sorry for the
That's why yeah, you better be sorry then, right? But see, if you see like my wife, right? It's like I said, hey, what time you gonna be ready to go? I don't know, right? Ladies, right? I don't know what time we'll be ready, right? Right? Okay. I said, hey, well, what can I expect? Will you be ready in 15 minutes or 30 minutes? She says 30 minutes and then she come down in 10 minutes. Hey, you ready yet? You told me 30 minutes. So I'm ready for 30 minutes, right? Right. So, and then she says 30 minutes and she's ready in an hour. Then it's for her. It's okay. I said, "Wait, it's been 30 minutes. I need more time, right? Whatever, right? My point is here, right? If you know you're going to be wrong, then to where you don't have to say, I'm sorry, right? That's my point. Because, yeah, I teach you guys not to say I'm sorry because sometimes we use it too much.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to say that to your clients.
Can you repeat this phrase because it
Which
does
one?
happen with me? Like
Which
we
one?
say sorry too much. I mean, I want to learn not to say sorry.
Yeah.
So it's quite.
So you correct the activity because you know you're going to, if Because why are you sorry, right? You're only sorry if you purposely did something, right?
Interesting.
Also, you have adjusted their expectation by letting them know ahead of time
Mhm.
that I late.
Yeah.
So they will not expect, they already know it, you know, he or
Yeah.
she is late.
Right.
That's all.
Yep. Okay. Because I want you to speak from confidence, not necessarily authority,
Mhm.
right? Okay. Because you can't just be consistently calling people, hey, you're going to be late. You got to correct that action, right? Okay. So it's just walking it. Okay. All right. So can you guys create a schedule? Like, can you figure out what time you're going to wake up every day
Yes.
on a consistent schedule?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm teaching our grandkids. Even on weekends, they wake up
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, that's true.
Because what happens is if you let them sleep in, now if they're tired, right? See, my daughter's very good at this. The kids go to bed by 8:30. Our son, the kids sleep whenever. And we can tell, like, when we go on vacation, you know, our daughter's kids, they're in bed. The other two are like, wake up, we're wide awake, playing with us. Maybe we like that, right? But no, it's some of them are on a schedule, the others are not. So for you, right? You say you need 7 hours or 8 hours for some, right? 9 for John.
Oh my God, it was perfect timing. Oh my God.
Right? So, yeah, so, okay. So here's the thing,
I
right?
was trying to hold it. But I couldn't.
So there will be days where you're gonna go with 3 or 4 or 5 hours sleep if you're doing the deals. But see, you're gonna have adrenaline and you're still gonna be excited in doing it, right? It's just like usually before you go on vacation, do you get your 7 hours or do you get less sleep before going on vacation?
That's sleep,
Right? Okay. Why? 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 Why?
Finishing everything.
Finishing everything, get busy, anxiety, all kinds of stuff, right?
Everything's set up, but still your thoughts will be keep on
Okay.
going.
Yeah.
Even if you want to sleep, you don't. I mean,
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah, same happens.
When you have deals going on,
yeah.
sometimes these stay there, right?
Yes.
And this is where eventually you're going to need to learn how to detach yourself so you can get some sleep. Because remember, the next day is important, right? But sometimes, hey, you're going to run on adrenaline, right? And that's why sometimes, hey, like I told you guys, have you ever slept 24 hours straight? Meaning you only went to the bathroom, you didn't eat, you just, yeah, I've done it, right? I told you guys, it's had to veg that day, right? Like, again, you can, but sometimes there's been days where I got an hour sleep. It happens because you either can't sleep or you got too many things to do, right? As long as it's not every day.
Yeah.
Blaze, still young, right? Burning the candles on both ends, so they say, right? So yeah, sometimes people party hard, right? And then, I asked them, hey, how come I didn't get a text this morning? Right? Oh, because I, just got to bed. I said,
Oh my
right? Right? Yeah. Okay. I said, okay, great. Just remember, tomorrow is a new day. You can have those fun days, especially the young people, right?
Yeah.
Or young, when we have kids, it's okay. I said, you can have bad days, even bad weeks, just not bad months. All right. So your schedule, right? So this is just an example. So I want you to create a schedule that you can keep, right? So as you can see here, it doesn't say what time I wake up. So I want you to create your day. Can you wake up by a certain time?
Set the
Right.
alarm.
Right? Right? To where it's just like your regular job. Now, if you don't want to do it, hey, it's up to you, right? If you wake up when you wake up, fine, okay, no big deal, right? We just have to be organized with our calendar, right? Because if someone says, hey, can you pick up, one of our grandkids, right? I have that in my flex time, 2 to 2:30, right? Plus and minus 15, right? It's there. So if I'm not picking them up for an emergency, right? I have to do something productive. Or I just have a long lunch or something. I'll do door drop or just door knock. If I'm picking them up right here in Kitayama, right? I've passed out flyers before the bell rings. I've door knocked that area. All right. I know that neighborhood. I got 2 clients to live in there.
Nice.
Okay. But they're not home during the day, but I still do around them. Okay. Now one of them goes to Cesar Chavez. Guess what? Now I have an area to add, right? It's that. It's, where can you multiply your activity at certain times? Figure that out, right? Door dropping is better than nothing. Can we agree?
Yes.
Right? At least remember, your business cards, your flyers have no value when it's with you. Got to get it out. I don't care. You get it out. You get it out. Right?
It's ammo. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Question.
You said door drop, like, what is the content of that flyer when you're door dropping?
Sometimes I'll have extra newsletters. Sometimes it's just, the simple, so remember I told you guys I need to see your door dropping flyers, your door knocking flyers, or whatever monthly flyer you guys are doing, right?
Grading.
Remember, you have to just create a simple flyer that says, ask me about this, right? Or there's different flyers that I've shared with you guys on the emails of different materials. So the MITs, they have a bunch of stuff, right? But in each of those, you have 3 to 5 things, right? That you can, that they can ask you about, right? So, question.
MIT stands for?
What's MIT stand for?
Marketing. Well, we changed it recently.
Massachusetts technology.
Oh,
Marketing.
sorry, I'm new to this.
Yeah, right?
No,
Yeah.
I was.
What's their new names now?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. I still call them MITs, the girls up front, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the girls up front, right? They're marketing, info, and tech, right?
Info.
That's what that's what it used to stand for, but I think they have a new name now, right? But basically, yeah, they can help you create your flyers,
Mhm.
right? I'll show you what I'm doing, but basically, some of you guys will join the Greg Nasol team, right? Meaning you are gonna graduate to the next level, right? Meaning you have your system in place, right? Because if you're not gonna, like, you don't have a monthly mailing system, then how can I, you need to have it, right? You guys have enough, you know enough people, right? Between you and your husband, you know enough people. How many people do you think you know? Like, if you got married, right? You have kids, right? Right? And this goes with some of you guys too, right? You're married and have kids, right? So you know enough people there. Now,
I don't think so. Like our circle is
Okay.
really limited. So I'd say like people that I know and I talk to
Yeah.
often
Yeah.
would limit to about like 30, 35.
okay, all right, okay. That's what she thinks,
That's what I think.
right? Okay, now, okay, we're gonna get. I'm gonna tell you, you know a lot more, right? Okay, you're gonna know a lot more, and and you're gonna have an objection. That's why we need to have a conversation, right? Okay, just like Twinkle figured out. Oh, I need to contact my high school friends, right? And there's a lot of them. Like, how many people were in your class?
2,000.
As far as your class, all your class, just your class, the one you graduated with.
600?
Okay, at least 10 to 20% of that should be in your database. Okay, and probably more, especially if you're like your 10 or 20-year reunion already, because again, there's a connection there. Now, they may have moved out of the area, but again, you never know where people are, right? There are people that I went to the Air Force with, we're just reconnecting, or I'm finding them, right? On Facebook, right? Just putting information, right? Again, you can find people, right? So we'll talk about your why your database is not as big. Just like this is the reason why people say, Greg, I haven't started my newsletter yet because I don't have enough people yet. If you can't find 50 people, you there, right? Right? You know enough people, but you don't want to spend the money. Then we need to have a conversation, because there are some people here. I know they have the money, but they don't want to spend it. And we need to have that conversation, honest conversation. Not as a group, but one on one. We can talk about it, because if I don't inspire you to do it yet, then what? How are you going to build long term business? Tell me. Maybe your system is better than mine, right? Okay. So great, Jessica. Yes.
So when you say the door drop,
What about you guys know her?
Mm-hmm.
Please introduce yourself.
my name is Sarvajit Chima, and I am also a new agent. I met Sakshi before,
Yeah.
and
We shall manage together.
She's here in Union City.
Yeah. I
Yes.
was in
Okay.
university,
Right.
Long time university, since
Yeah.
1991.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sergi. We have the new one, right?
University, Greg?
Yes.
Okay, that's.
You guys met? Some of you guys met?
Semi.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was with Keller Williams before for a
Okay.
year, and
Okay.
then I moved.
Your name is?
Ruchi Gaba.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
yes.
From Fremont.
Remember
Okay.
we were in the
Yes, in the-
province, right?
Right? Okay. This is an example, right?
Mhm.
There's some commonalities that we're gonna find connections with. Because remember the 6 degrees of separation law? That anyone you meet, you can probably find some connection within 6 connections, right? Either school, wherever, right? We're gonna connect. And this is where I'm gonna tell you guys how to increase your database, okay? So create your schedule, okay? So John and Blaze,
Yes, sir.
Rishan, every day, right? You wake up, you text me, right?
Yes.
With
it-
your
is it
overdraft or
real?
match.
Is it real? We really text you? Or
Yeah.
you're supposed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're supposed to.
I see.
Some people don't. Some
No,
people,
no, I never knew that.
very few people have done it every single day,
Mm,
right?
okay.
And I tell them, how come you didn't do it? I had or I did.
All of them are cut.
There was no importance in it, right? But if I told you, okay, Blaze, the moment you miss one day, right, you owe me $100, right?
You will not miss
Remember,
it.
I'll send
Right?
a mark.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Some of you guys that really want to go into this mentorship, yeah, this is serious business, right? You want to do 25 deals, you want to take 5 to 12 listings consistently, you have to have a system, right? Remember, you get 6 to 8 weeks of vacation in this plan, right? She already took 5, so she got 3 weeks left. I mean, you are allowed to have time off,
Yeah.
right? But again, what I want you guys to when you go on when you take your vacation, your business continues. When you come back, you may have checks waiting for you, right? Or your business doesn't have to wait for you, right? Or you set up a system to where it will wait for you. Your clients will wait for you. That happens. Some of you guys know Angela, right? Angela Franco. She went on this 6 week, Camino walk, right? I think she took about 7 weeks, right? So now, she's back and she's at it again. So you can go on vacation, rejuvenating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or some of you guys go on vacation, you need a vacation from your vacation, right? So that's why, your last couple of days of your vacation, make sure that is your vacation, right? So when you come back, you're rejuvenated, you're ready to go to work, right? You play when you play, you work when you work. Yeah? Okay?
Yes.
All right. So here's a good stat sheet. Okay. So I want you guys to fill this out. I only want from 7 to 9 p.m. Okay.
Oh, you only want 7 to 9 evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
7 a.m. 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. I want to see. This is so I want you guys to figure out. Okay. Remember every 15 minutes. Yeah. I just want you guys to now this is the time in motion study. Okay. It's called a time in motion study, right? Are you doing something, is it personal or business? Right? I just want you to keep track. When are you working and when you're not working? Right? So, how do you know if you're supposed to be at work? Right? It's you're either getting better, right? Skill building. You're either doing some market research or you're talking to people. I want to know how much time are you spending? So at the end of each day, I want you to total up. So next week we'll have some numbers to play with, right? I want to see what you guys are doing, right? Okay. You guys can meet with your manager at least half an hour every week, right?
Mhm.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to starting next month. Okay. In that 6 week, you're meeting with them. They have homework for you. All right. Okay. So we're gonna get serious because again, if we're not doing the work, if you don't have the structure, right, then how are you gonna succeed long term? Okay. So I want you to create a time and motion study. Just keep track. Are you working or not? Is it easy? Right. And then eventually, I want you to use the same sheet, right, to draft up something like this, a weekly schedule.
Okay.
Right. Zoom world, you guys see that, right? Okay. I want you guys to have something where you can follow it, right? Okay. Saturday, Sunday, if that's your time off, right? You can see here, right? You know, right?
Saturday, Sunday is not time off, it's open house time.
If you choose to have it, to open houses can be anytime. Doesn't have to be Saturday, Sunday. Doesn't have 1 to 4. Could be anytime. We're going to do open houses 4 to 7 during the week as part of this program.
Well, that would be good.
Right?
I mean, I
Zoom up,
have my
right?
kid.
Open houses 4 to 7. Okay, it's going to be on your calendar. Remember, you're supposed to do 4 open houses a month.
Yeah.
Right?
Only 4?
Minimum.
Oh, okay.
Minimum, right? Okay. So that way you can prospect for the open house. Like if for the open house you guys did, right? Did you door knock before or after the open house?
I don't know.
You don't door knock.
I did door knock because Rohit told me that it's already done.
It's already done.
Yeah.
Okay. So they door knock, right? So somebody said, I already door knock, right? Why won't you door knock again? When did they do it? If it's been more than, 2 or 3 weeks, do it again. Did they meet everybody?
No.
Probably not.
Like,
No, I didn't.
right? Did they connect with anyone? Because if you say knock knock, right? Hi, my name is Greg. I'm a local realtor. We're doing an open house again on your neighbor at 123 Main Street. Have you had a chance to look at it? Oh, yes, I have. Actually, I met the listing agent, Rohit. Oh, perfect, great. So what do you think about the property? See, it doesn't matter what someone else has done. It's what you're doing, right? Is it okay if I kept in touch with you? Would you be curious to know what the house actually sells for? Now, they said, oh, yeah, Rohit already did that. Is going to do that, right? Oh, perfect. Well, just in case he's on vacation, what's your number? That's like, hey, I already have an agent. Perfect. Well, would you like to receive some extra information about the neighborhood? Have you seen the HOA docs? Have you seen this? Have you seen that? Well, let me send that to you. I don't mind. What's your email address? Well, just in case, you have more questions, I'd love to follow up. What's your number? That has to roll off your tongue. That script has to be easy for you. Do I do it every time? No. It's just who I can make connection to. If someone's like, some people go to an open house, they come in and out, you don't even know they left. I'm not gonna chase them down. But the people that are engaging with me, I say, hey, let me do this for you. Hey, by the way, do you ever go to the movies? You live in Livermore? Hey, come to one of our movie nights. Know about these things. Hey, do you know about this? Hey, oh, you're not thinking of selling it. Do you ever paint the house? Would you like to get 20% discount at Home Depot?
I need to know all this stuff.
Right?
Little by
Yeah.
little.
What do you
Right.
have the 20?
Yeah, see, you guys didn't watch the recording. You missed a couple of classes.
Yes, I do.
It's in the recording. I'll tell you guys that later. Okay. So remind me. But yeah, it's that. It's what are some of these benefits that you have? Just put it out there. If you put things out there, you never know what's gonna come back. Worst case is a no, which you already have if you don't. But there might be a maybe or a yes. Then you have more, right? That's my point, guys. We can always do more. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Give it away. Right? Let people know about it. All right. So create that schedule, okay? So the schedule is a framework. Like for instance, this says here, I'm supposed to be at work by what? By 7. I'm doing certain stuff work related. Now, can I do some of these before 7? Sure. Right? Okay. Like I shared, Audra will share this, right? She wakes up usually around 4 o'clock. Before when she had to send out the kids. I don't know what time she wakes up now, but we'll find out their schedule now compared to before and after, with and before kids. Okay, because I knew her before kids, okay? And then during, and then now they're like high school or college now. Okay, so now she has more time off, right? So, or at least more time to do other things now, right? Yeah, like I said, this will go in depending on what you have on your schedule. Okay. All right. So reasons to call your COIs, right? Let's talk about this, right? Right. Remember, personal first, social,
Business last.
and business, right? Right. So Sakshi says How many of you guys have less than 30 people that you can mail to right now?
That's less than 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 11.
Yeah, right? Okay. Some people say, I don't know who I mail to, right? Okay. So, do you know at least 100 people? Like, I know my husband's friend, Joe, but I don't know anything else, right? Like, is there people that you know that you don't have contact info for,
Yeah.
right? So think about that.
Mhm.
People you know or know you, but you don't have contact info for. Yeah?
True.
Right?
Yes.
Are those people at least 100 of them?
Mhm.
Honestly, think about that. Is there people that you've met that you don't have contact info for? Right? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Sakshi still not. Okay. Okay.
Facebook friends,
Right.
right?
Yeah, Facebook friends, or be it like, I drop off my daughter. So all the moms in the
Yeah,
morning that I
right.
see and I greet, but I don't have their information.
Right.
or any
Okay.
numbers.
How do you get your friends' parents' info? Right? I mean, sorry, your kids'
Kids,
friends' info.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you get that? That's one. We're going to increase that. The other parents. Right? Okay. What else?
Oh, cool.
Okay. Who? Yes. John.
I think that Twingo asked this question, and sorry, I should say sorry. I forgot
See?
that the answer
Yeah.
for that. Have the phone number, don't have the address.
Hmm?
How are we able to go?
We'll get that, right?
Professionally without, hey, what's your address? I want
Right.
to mail you something.
I did that. And my neighbor, I had his phone number, but I didn't have his email address. And
But you have his phone number. You have
yeah,
his phone number and you have his address and you have his name.
yeah.
Now you're just trying to get his phone number.
I took a reason to talk
Or I
to
mean,
him
it's email.
again. So I
Right?
said, I don't have your email because he
Yeah.
is planning to buy a house in
Yeah.
future, like maybe 3-4 months down
Yeah.
the line. So I'm like, oh, I need your email so I can keep on sending you the listings and stuff, whatever going on in the market. Like,
Okay. Right? Okay.
reason to talk.
Right? But yeah. So you got their email.
Yeah.
Because what I want to hear is like John said, right? I got name, phone number.
Right.
How do I get email and address?
Right.
Or vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Right? I know their name, I got their phone number. How do I get email, right? Well, that's where you have to have an offer of service. Remember the fair trade? Like, what can I give you, right? So that way you feel obligated to give me something, right? So let's tackle this one at a time. You have a person's name. Can we agree?
Mhm.
You know somebody,
Yeah.
but you don't have anything else. You just know, Joe something, right?
Yeah.
Somehow you met them somewhere, like a parent, right? Okay, so let's tackle that first, right? Some of you guys have kids, right? Okay. Zoom world, help us out here, right? How can you get another parent's, or what conversation can you create
Yeah.
when you're picking up your kids at school as you're talking with the other parents? Okay. Usually you arrive a couple minutes early.
Yes.
You know who they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What can you talk about? Chit chat smartly. Personal, social, before business, right? Okay. So business. Do you have your Intero shirt, your Intero name badge? Like
No.
Blaze.
Name badge.
Number one, right?
I think
So they see what you might do, right? But let's say you don't, right? What can you chit chat smartly about? Zoom,
Mostly I do, okay,
Zoomer, go
my
ahead.
daughter wanna have sorry,
Or
sorry.
Argun? Argun?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, I think to get the phone number, if I don't have their phone number, I would say, oh, my daughter and I was saying that they want to have a play date with your
Play
kids.
dates, okay?
Yeah. Can I have your phone number so that I can connect? Or I take pictures. If I'm taking pictures, I can share the pictures with you. Like get the phone number that way.
Yeah. Okay. Share
Okay.
pictures with
Yeah.
the kids, right? Oh,
Yes.
which one's your son? Are you here to pick up your son or daughter?
I have a
Oh, your
daughter.
son. Oh, what's your name? What's his or her name? Right? So get to know the kids, right? Talk about the kids, right? Talk about the kids, correct?
Correct.
Which one's your kid? Right? Which one's your daughter? Are you here? Right? So you know. So you know who they are, right? You know which parent, which kid belongs to.
Yeah. Most
Right?
of them. Yeah.
So now you chit chat. Oh, how old are they? Oh, what month? Right? Okay, play date is one thing, right? or taking pictures together, right? That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
It's if you've seen them a couple times, usually they're not gonna say, "Oh, no, that's okay. I don't want anyone taking a picture of my kid," right? Yeah, that's a real thing, right? Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. No,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? You have to be careful, right? But anyways, what else? Okay, play dates.
So the other thing is you could discuss coordinating rides.
Yeah.
Like if
Sporting rights. Okay, carpool maybe,
carpooling, yes.
right? Or sometimes they may not be able to pick up their kid, or vice versa, right? Okay. Offer. Don't say, "Hey, by the way, is it okay if you pick up my kids? When I can't." No, no. Hey, by the way, just in case, if you're tied up, and you need me to pick up, your son, just let me know. By the way, what's your number? Let's exchange number. Right? Now you don't do that the first time we meet. After a couple times, you offer. All right, you offer to do it for them. Well, guess what? Now you get to ask questions or something else, right?
They'll know the address too if you're dropping the kids.
Oh, you got to know where to drop off the kid. So now you got the address. Okay, so we resolve name, address, phone number, right? So we.
What happens you don't have little kids anymore?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that, right? We will talk about it.
Let's go outside.
No, let me help Sakshi first, okay? To get okay, right?
So
Okay.
sometimes we can use our kids. The other day, I took my son for the karate classes, and I was chit-chatting with the other parents.
Yeah.
So the class was done, and first thing my son asked, "Mom, did you tell her about the houses?" I was like,
Yeah.
"What are you talking about?" "Oh, you sell the houses. You should tell her."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God."
Some of your kids are great salespeople. Kids are great salespeople, okay?
They are.
Right.
Yes,
Like I said, I used to have a shirt that says we have a shirt that says I'm an Intero kid, right? You guys have seen that, right?
Okay.
Now that came from we had when ERA kid, because that's what our franchise for. We have a shirt that says I'm an Intero kid, right? Use your kids as marketing, right? Ask my mom about real estate. Send them to school with that.
Wow.
Okay. Have them on the Intero shirt, right? I mean, it's fine, right?
Yeah.
You can. Now you guys say, "Oh, it's kind of like that's cheesy or whatever."
We should
Hey,
mention the number at the bottom.
our kids were like, "No, why? I don't want to do that." I said, "Hey,
QR code.
Yeah, QR code.
if one of their parents call, we get to go to Hawaii, right? See, you give them an incentive to do it, right? Some of our agents' kids are ready to help their parents because they incentivize them,
Yeah.
right?
Walking
Okay.
sometimes.
Right?
Kids do door knocking with me.
Right? Yeah, some of them do. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So with kids, anybody have any other special things that they could do with kids that you guys are like have done? Zoomroll or
So I think birthday parties is another thing because my daughter's birthday is coming up. So eventually I'll have phone numbers for everyone. It's very easy to get the numbers because
Yeah.
I'm going to be sending invites and stuff because
Yeah.
they have a platform where
That's a good one.
all the parents can connect. So I got the numbers now. What's next? How to
All right,
bring
okay.
in
I should
business?
plan a big party.
all right. So now Sakshi has the name and phone number, right?
Numbers
Now,
also, but
get
what's
the
next?
address. How you get the address? Sometimes it's just simply as asking, but let's say they don't ask or you don't have enough. How do you ask the address? Right? Let's say you have now you need to get the address, right? Simple invitation, right? But here's the thing. How many of you guys volunteer to be like, to go on like those trips with the kids?
Field trips?
Field trips,
I
right?
did, yeah.
That's the easiest way to prospect because now you get to know the teachers, right? Now you get to know the other parents that are volunteering. Now they know you're one of the volunteers.
Yeah.
Like I said, but when you go, size yourself, right? Wear your gear,
Yeah.
right? Or
Intero.
okay, how many of you guys? We're gonna order this, okay, next month. Intero canvas bags, okay. Remember, have you guys seen those?
No.
The shopping bags.
Oh.
You guys have?
Yes, I have.
Okay, some of you guys need to go to more training, or you need to talk to your MIT or your manager, right? Okay, we talk about, the Intero canvas bag. You one you pay, $1 or $2 at Safeway, right?
Yeah.
Now you can make it to where Intero or say Sakshi, right? Compliments of.
I saw one, I did open house
Oh,
for somebody
it's a-
in Las Altos,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they were beautiful bags. I said, I have never seen them before.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we'll talk about that, right? Because we have to talk about your marketing,
Yeah.
right? Because some of you guys are missing out. If you have kids, you're totally missing out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the easiest way to prospect. Okay, if you want the parents, or at least prospect around the school. Okay, right? Okay. So please review this, right? What you can be calling your COIs and stuff for, right? Okay. I want you guys to add up to 25. I gave you guys 15. Okay, so I want you guys to add 20 up to 20 or 25. So I want you guys to come up with the next 5 to 10, okay? Right? Okay. So I want you to review what's on here. I want you to think of the next 5 or 10 more. Right? So now as you're calling people, right? So your question was, I have the name and you have the phone number. Now how do you get the address and the email?
Yeah, it's introduced from friends, and we just contact through like, hey, like July 4th or certain
Okay. So now,
days like that. That's it.
okay. So now I have, it's a friend?
Friend's friend.
A friend's friend, right? Okay, now I have the phone number, right? We met somewhere, I got the number. Now how do I get their address, right?
Right.
Usually I would call my friend who connected us and get the address. But let's say they don't have it, right? But usually that's what I do. Hey, by the way, Twinkle, do you have a John's number, by the way? The guy I met, so and so, right? Now she might say, well, why do you want their number? Well, because I'd love to send him, the newsletter that I send you every month. You like that newsletter? I'd like to send it to him. Okay. Well, let me ask him if it's okay first. Right? Maybe that's what she's gonna say, right? I have to be ready for these objections. I said, okay, that's fine. Yeah, please do that. Okay. But instead of that, let me just reach out to him and ask for it. Okay. So now, because I don't want to put her in, because she seems to be apprehensive, right? So I don't want to put them in that position, right? So I take it away from them. Okay. Okay. So now what does John do? To get Richard's number, right? Okay. I mean address, right? So now you have to figure out, okay, what's my connection? How do I know each other, right? Okay. So remember, when you're door knock, this is the same script, right? Hey, I'd love for you to receive one of my newsletters that I sent to all my clients about the real estate market. I was wondering, what's your address, right? So it's the same thing, okay? By the way, remember the BTW, yeah? By the way, are you ever curious about the real estate market? I sent a newsletter, a monthly newsletter to my clients. That's pretty. What's the word you want to use?
Informative.
Informative. You can use informative, whatever words you want to use, right? There's a newsletter that I sent. I just say there's a newsletter I sent to all my clients that talks about the real estate market. I'd love for you to take a look at it. What address can I send it to? All right, you can send it. Right now, if I know they're a homeowner, right, I can check the tax record, right? Okay, but I don't usually want to do that, right? Just send it directly without them, without me making that connection that I'm sending it. Okay, so don't just mail to people, you know, kind of like stalking them in a way, right? So if let's say if I knew Rishan from Twinkle, I'm just not gonna mail something to Rishan without having this conversation. Okay, I want to have at least have an opportunity to talk to me. Hey, I'd love to send it to you, for you to take a look at it. You may give me some input. Okay? What address can I send it to? Then I send it. Okay, right? And he says, "If can you just email it to me?" Unfortunately, it's not an email format unless you want to email, right? I said, let me send it to you first, right? But by the way, there's something else I could send you by email. What's your email address, right? Uh, Again, that's where I want to help you with some dialogue, right? But again, to me, you just offer something and see how they accept it, right? Okay. Okay. So besides the newsletter, how else can I get someone's address?
I would like to somebody who you already know, I would like to come visit you soon, or
Yeah, I love to come visit you. Be careful,
yeah,
right?
depending on how well
Okay,
the
where your relationship is. Okay,
yeah.
let's take it back from that comfort level, right? This is just someone that, um, you know, that. Give me a scenario. Like, give me a scenario on that you want to get someone's phone address. You have their name and phone number. You mean
For example, I've been talking to this one girl from high school and
Yeah.
we're talking on a weekly basis now. I was like, so are you still in Fremont? Do you still
Yeah.
live around our high school? No, she moved to Vacaville. I'm like, oh, nice. How'd you move? Like, when did you move to Vacaville? 3 years ago, bought a house there.
okay? All right.
Yeah. So now, do I need her address? How do I ask? her
Yes,
address?
I would.
No, that would be the scenario. How
Okay.
would I
All right.
ask her
Okay.
for the address?
So you met a friend. You have a friend from high school. You need to get their phone number. I mean their address. Okay. Great. Hey, by the way, who'd you buy it from? Who was your agent? Right. Bring it to the real estate conversation. Oh, how'd you guys pick Vacaville? Oh, well, from work. Oh, where does your husband work again? You know, Ford, right? Remember the Ford, right? They went to Vacaville. So have that conversation about why did they go to Vacaville? To me, it's a normal conversation. Oh yeah, work, right? See, this is where, depending on where the conversation leads, will give me an opening. Oh, great. Okay. By the way, how'd you pick the house? Right? Who was your agent 3 years ago? If they can't remember that agent, guess what? That's my future business, right?
That's right.
Even if it's not, I believe I will outlive that agent, right? See, to me, I don't discount that. I add it to my database. See, I told you guys before, half the people in my database will probably not do business with me in time, but I don't know which half. So I mark it to the whole. Make sense?
That's the beauty.
Right? Okay. So, because again, it's $1 a piece, right? Less than $1 a piece I'm mailing to them. If it's a high school friend, guess what? We're going to have other high school friends I'm going to connect with. That's going to multiply. I have other parents I'm going to connect with now, right? Okay. So, yes. So, the way I would do it, talk about the real estate, right? Hey, by the way, there's a newsletter I sent to all my current clients. I'd love for you to take a look at it. What's your address in Vacaville?
Yeah.
It's easy. If there's a connection already, I don't see why they would not give you the address. If I say I'd love to send you a newsletter a real estate newsletter I sent to all my clients, I'd love for you to take a look at it. Yeah. Maybe there might be some information that will benefit you. Yeah. There might be some information that will benefit you. Watch the words that I'm using. Okay. Right? It's about them. Right? Okay. I'd like you to look at it. Get your opinion on it. Okay. I don't say so I can have a better user. No. So maybe you can benefit from it. Right? Okay.
Right.
So now, guess what? My quarterly call, it's about the newsletter, or before that, it's about, hey, how's Vacaville? Anything interesting? Hey, have you been to there? Know something about Vacaville, right? What's Vacaville known for?
Outlets
The outlets, right?
and
The outlets. And
military.
The jelly bean tree.
the jelly bean factory.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we had the military base there, right? Also not in Vacaville, but before Vacaville, right? Travis. So again, get to know it. How? By asking them, hey, so what's new in Vacaville? Anything exciting happening out there? What are some of your events that's there? I'd love to come, maybe hang out. Right? So find a reason to be in Vacaville. Not just drive to Vacaville and back, right?
Yeah.
Do other things, maybe on your way to Tahoe or wherever, right? Sacramento. Find a reason to stop by, right? Make sense? Okay.
It takes you to get to Tahoe a couple of days. It must be stronger.
No, remember, right? Yeah, sometimes it's 2 or 3 stops, right? But it's not every trip. I know, oh, Rishan, I've been missing this guy for the last 2 years, right? But see, the invite, hey, I'm going to be going down the area, right? I'm on my way to Tahoe. It's a conversation, all right? Hey, let me know if you're available for coffee. Let's have lunch. You're going to have lunch on the way anyways. Might as well do it, right? And it's not every day, every week that you're going to see this guy. Like this friend, maybe it's one in the last 10 years. You're trying to reconnect, right? Now, you might say, oh, this person's never coming back to the Bay. Yeah? I mean, I'm not saying that's what Twinkle's saying, but some people may say, oh, this guy's never coming back. They moved to Illinois.
But that's okay. There's so
Right.
many people are our common friend group, high school friends.
That's where I'm telling you guys, you know more people than you think you do. Right? I just need you to now increase that visibility, right, of you in front of them. Now, how do you get that visibility? Right? Okay. Your neighbors, right? You have 5, correct? You live in the court. Yeah, you live on the court, right?
San Pedro way, close to Castle
You're not in San Pedro court. You're in Way.
Way, yeah.
Okay. So you're not in the court.
No.
Okay, all right, okay. All right. If you're living, so you should know your neighbors, right? Left and right,
Yeah.
3 across. That's 5 already. So you have 5 addresses minimum.
Yes. I
Okay.
do.
San Pedro Way, there's at least 20.
Yeah, about 25, I guess.
So have you met them yet?
I have door knocked, yes.
All right.
Met everybody, but
Okay.
most of them.
Imagine if you were mailing to them already. When you meet them,
They know you already.
they know you already, right? See, this is why I'm telling you guys, within 5 to 10 miles of where you live or work, there's enough business. Especially where you live. There's enough business there if you want your neighbors to know you're in real estate.
Right, that's my question. So if I have the address, do I need to ask them that can I send you my newsletter or I should just send it?
I send it.
I send it?
Yeah.
And then try to make a contact.
Yes.
So that's an option.
Mhm.
Even for the parents too, just in case, because it's
Yeah.
very easy for me to go on RPR or maybe through search, put in their name and their county, and I can just, find their address too. So can I just send the newsletter, or first I need to ask also that
Okay.
is it okay?
It goes back to who do you send it to? Okay. If it's where my neighbors are, right? My neighbors, I will mail to them. Because if they challenge me, like how'd you get my name, address?
I live here.
I know where you live. How'd you get my name? Well, as a local realtor, I know everyone that owns real estate in the area. I'm a stalker.
Okay, makes
Right?
sense.
Right? You know everyone that owns, right? Correct?
That's right.
Right? Yes?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Now, if my neighbor has a mom that lives in Fremont, I'm not going to mail to her. Then that's kind of like stalking. Does that make sense? Because now I'm searching someone's name and all that stuff, right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Now, maybe I will say, hey, Sakshi, by the way, do you have family in the area? Oh, your mom lives in Fremont. Oh, which part? Oh, Glenmore. Oh, perfect. What street does she live on? Is it okay if I send her the same newsletter I'm sending you?
Okay.
What's her number? What's the address? See, this is where Ford comes up, right? Friends and family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Where's your family from? Do you have family in the area? Oh, where does your husband work? Oh, he lives at Intel? Oh, perfect. I might know a couple of people there, right? So, what do you do? What's your husband's name? Maybe I can ask my husband. And they make see, we are people connectors. That makes sense?
Yes.
Because he works at Intel. Oh, great. What does he do there? Oh, he's a computer programmer. I put that information in my database. My husband works at Google. All right. No connection. But guess what? One day I'm going to meet someone at Intel who's a software manager. Now I'm going to maybe,
Bring in his name.
hey, by the way, one of my clients also works at Intel. He's a software manager. Which department? Guess what? Now I'm gathering more information. Right? Okay. So are we clear on who you're mailing to?
Mm-hmm.
People you know or plan to meet? Right?
How we deal with when in your own neighborhood there are already so many realtors who are sending mailers every day.
And what are they sending?
They're sending listing mailers.
Just listed, just sold.
Yeah.
So you don't compete on that level. How many people? See, this is why I challenge you guys. Bring me what agents are sending you.
I'll bring one.
Okay.
So, someone is hosting a garage sale in our Casa neighborhood, and that's a really nice flyer that she's made.
Bring it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is where we're gonna get ideas, right? And some of them, they're not very good, right? But here's the thing: what agents usually are sending are like just listed, just sold, open house invites. I've sold
Yeah.
10 million homes,
Yeah.
right? It's not informative for people who are not thinking of selling. That's where the newsletter comes in.
That's right.
Yeah, some of you guys still haven't even ordered your free samples yet to see what the newsletter is all about. Okay, get it, okay, and you'll see it. Because trust me, I've never had an agent do it consistently and tell me it didn't work. Okay, everyone who's done it, it's consistent and it works, right? Okay, so I challenge anyone to send it and tell me if someone says stop sending this. Okay, so get to tpmco.com. Okay, all right. So you guys gonna come up with 5 to 10 more things to why you call your CY, right? So I gave you that scenario, right? Okay. So now you can do the same thing with in different setups. Okay. Did I answer your question, or is there? Tell me.
Yeah.
And this is where I need you guys to tell me what is your scenario, so I can help you overcome it.
It's very similar to
Yeah.
Twinkle. My client that who bought a house
Yeah.
through me and refer the friend, and then the friend later found out, oh, you know what? I found my old realtor. I said, no problem, it's okay.
Excellent.
And then in time I follow up and go, hey, by the way, do you know this and that? And my mind said, man, you asked that person, but you're asking me for information, which is fine. So I just kept that relationship going.
Yeah.
But I don't know his address. He's like, hey, can you refer me an appraiser? Can you refer me a contractor? So yeah. But
Okay. All right. So you have friends of friends that's calling you in this case, right?
Yeah.
But has another agent.
Right.
Okay. So when people say they have an agent, I'm going to challenge how good that agent is,
Yeah.
right? At some point. Okay. I say, how come you're calling me and not your agent? Eventually, I'm going to get there,
Yeah.
right? Especially if they're calling me too many times, right? Okay. And I'm going to say, okay, so now how can I, in this case, get their address? I don't know why it's so hard for you to just ask, hey, by the way, what's your address? What's your house? Or, right? Okay. Now, of course, when you ask, there has to be a value to them.
Yeah.
And that's why, hey, let me send you this information, right? Okay. Or let me send you my newsletter. But in this case, with John's scenario, this guy's just calling a friend of a friend, right? So how do I get the address? Remember, he's renting, or is it his house?
He owns.
He owns, right?
He owns.
Okay. So I'll tell him, by the way, where's your house? What's your, to me, it's easy to say, hey, by the way, what's your address? Right? And I want you guys to ask and tell me what they say. If they give you an objection, that's where we need to help you. But if you're not even asking, then you just need to ask. Start there first.
Okay.
Right? When you say, hey, by the way, what's your address? And if they say, why do you want my address? See, I want you guys to tell me.
Yeah.
If I say, hey,
Why do you want to?
hey, by the way, what's your address? Well, the reason I wanted to send you is I want to send you some real estate information that might be pertinent in the purchase or sale of your home. I already have an agent. Oh, that's okay. Well, this is something that might give you some ideas to tell your agent. Okay. So what's your address? You got to go back to it. You can't just linger in the unknown. Okay.
Usually they say just text me whatever information you have. This is what comes in. Like the moment that you say what's your address or email address,
Yeah.
they would just say just text me. You have my
Yeah.
number, just text me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't text it. I have to mail it to you. So can I have your address?
Okay.
No, it's okay. Forget it then, right?
Yeah.
Just say forget it, right?
They do, yes.
Then that's fine. Then see, there's no trust yet. There's no likability yet. Make sense?
Yeah.
If someone don't want our stuff, people don't want to talk to us, we don't want to talk to them. Okay?
Maybe later.
Zoom roll? Melissa?
Oh, yeah.
I'll share something that I did and I got a really good response last
Okay.
year in September. I'm preparing to send out holiday cards for December. So
Okay.
I CRM to send all the names of people that I did not have an address for. I
Mhm.
went my morning walk, did a video saying, hey, I'm just stopping by to say hi. Wanted to know if you would mind sending me your mailing address. I'm getting ready to send out my holiday cards and wanted to make sure you got one this year. It
Okay.
worked.
All right. So she created a video because she has the phone number and just says, hey, I'm sending out my, holiday cards. I'd love to make sure you have one this year, right? Please send me your address. It worked. See, just by asking, it can work. But let's say they don't, right? Okay, right? If they don't, then what else can you do? How else can you get people's address besides just looking it up? What kind of value can you give them, right? So you tried the newsletter, okay? They said, no, it's okay, I get too many junk mail,
Or
right?
if it's
And that's where I challenge them sometimes. Well, let me send it to you once. And if you think it's junk, I won't send it again. What's your address? Right? You challenge, see, they're never wrong. You challenge your thinking. Okay, just remember, don't say, oh, it's not junk. No. Let me send it to you once. Let's take a look at it and tell me. And if it is, then I'll stop sending it. Right? Guess what? Great. And then if you don't have their number, that's a great time to get their phone number. Okay? Right? Okay? Yeah, people will always say, just email it to me. It's too easy. No. Remember, email is the last thing you want. You want their name, address, phone number. Right? What's more important, address or phone number?
phone number.
Yeah,
Phone number.
phone number.
Then you can ask for the
Yeah.
Yeah,
address.
right? Okay. So,
Unless you want to be a stalker.
right.
Look up,
How many of you guys are having a problem at getting their names?
get in their names.
Problem in
No
picking
problem.
guys, like how to start the conversation sometimes. becomes hard.
How are you?
Yeah, I know.
How can I help you?
I mean, sometimes people are like
Right.
cold, like they don't.
Yeah, they don't want to interact, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. They're not ready.
That's human nature.
If
Yeah.
you have their address, you can get their name.
Right. So here's the thing, right?
Right? From title company.
Like, give me a scenario. Like they're just like they go to your open house, they don't want to talk to you, right?
Yeah, I mean, day before yesterday in the open house, there was this couple came in and the guy was like very limited with the words.
Yeah.
And I could tell that he's the decision maker
Okay.
between two. And somehow I was able to get his email address just because I said, I will send you the disclosures. Please give me your email address. Otherwise, he was like very limited with the interaction.
Yeah. That is fine. See, to me, when people are limited in interaction, I don't even try to pursue it. I'll give them like 2 or 3 things, see if there's a connection. If not, it's okay. Remember, if people don't want to engage, then we need to move on.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
Okay. So, all right. So yes.
Question back on the open house. So say somebody wants to work with you.
Yeah.
At open house, they say, okay, you send me the listings.
Mhm.
We don't like this house,
Mhm.
but you send me listings and I want to see the listings.
Yeah.
When is it right or appropriate to send some kind of representation form?
When do you get okay? You meet someone at an open house. When should you send the BRBC form? Right. It all depends on the conversation, right? So now, do you need a BRBC to set them up on Real Scout on listing alert? No, right? So would you need should you ask for the BRBC before you send the alert?
No.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, right? So it's easy to do that. So what type of properties? Okay, let me send that to you. Great. Okay. Now remember, when you send the properties, right? Usually you want to try to set up what? A consult.
Yeah, consultation.
Consultation. Get them pre-approved, right? Show them the buying process, how you work. That's where the consultation comes in. Then that's the proper time to ask for a representative. Hey, would you like to work?
So set up a buyer's consultation with
Yeah. Yeah. So the way I would usually set up that time is like, would you like further assistance from me? Yes. Could you send me some properties? Great. Perfect. Great. What I'd love to do is actually do a buyer consult and kind of show you the process of how I work with my clients. When can you meet me at the office or when can we set up a Zoom? Okay.
Sometimes I keep the printouts of BRBC in the open house.
Yeah.
And
You can
if it's slow and having a good conversation is happening already, I just make them sign right.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you can be as aggressive as you want,
Yeah.
right? It's going to be up to you, okay? All right. So please review this, right? Okay. I want you guys to tell me, because a couple of these I didn't, are not, there's some better ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you guys to come up with like, I didn't like this one, okay? Right? But if you look at it, right, you should have this conversation. Remember, it's not an interrogation. The key is not to go through 15 questions with them. Is to pick one or two to have a conversation about.
So, Greg, I have a question
Yes.
for you on that.
Yes.
So let's take example for first time buyer. We can say, okay, I would love to explain you the process and everything. How about like repeated buyers or who already bought a property and we like, having that conversation to for a meeting in person? Because second time buyers or who are an investor, they are like already knowledgeable and whatever you talk, it just like, they just want to go like they are kind of driver.
Yeah. Okay. So they don't want a buyer consult. They already have their financing in place, right? They don't want to talk about anything else.
Great.
I said, great, perfect, great. So when you see a property out there, would you like me to write the offer for you?
Mhm.
Yes or no, Divya? Would you like me to write the offer for you?
I think we are not sure yet.
Okay, great. So what process are you using to find the properties?
Going for an open house is checking on Zillow and Redfin.
Okay. Do you know that's the worst way to find a property? Can I
Oh,
explain?
yes.
Okay. Sometimes properties that may be on Zillow or Redfin, right? Or at open houses may not be the best house for you. Can I explain?
Yes.
Okay. So when you see properties online, right? Do you know that sometimes the pictures may be misleading?
No, I never thought
Yeah.
about it.
See, as a full-time agent, I see 5 to 10 homes a day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
That's it.
I do see 5 to 10 houses a day.
That's right.
Agents.
Yes.
Remember, you're supposed to be seeing 5 a day, 25 in a week. Yeah.
That's correct.
You're seeing all the new inventory, right? See, as a full-time agent, I see 5 to 10 homes a day, right? Or 5 to 10 homes a week, if that's your number, right? What? Be truthful about your number, right? You know, I see homes that are great deals that might fit your criteria that you may not even consider, right? So what I'd like to do is be your eyes and ears out there for the perfect property for you. So would you like me to do that for you?
You have to sign a BRBC first.
Would you like me, Divya? Would you like me to do that for you?
Yes.
Well, perfect, great. So when can you come into the office, or all I need you to do is to hire me as your agent? Are you willing to work with me exclusively for the next 30, 90 days? Ask them whatever you're gonna do, right? So this is where you need to practice the dialogue. You
David
need to
Knox.
write out your script.
Yeah.
Please.
David Knox has David Knox has very good questions. It's
Okay.
kind of
All right.
equivalent to what you're saying.
Some of you guys have forgotten David Knox, right? The David, there's 3 main mentors I have, right? David Knox gives me the sales training, right? Mike Ferry gives me the mindset for high production, right? Okay. And of course, Tom Ferry and Brian Buffini talks about, as far as your COI is concerned. They have good tools, right? Tom Ferry is good. Again, they all do different things, but you guys need to take advantage of the sales training that David Knox offers.
Mhm.
Okay, so make sure you're online with that. Okay, all right. So this one's a little home buyer checklist that I've used before. This is similar to the car form that we have, right? But this is something that I use as a closing tool. Okay, so I'm just going to give it to you as a guide. Okay, we'll talk more about this next month. Okay, when we talk more about the presentation part. Okay, but again, it's a simple questionnaire, right? It gets them involved in the process, right? What's important to them. Okay, okay. All right. So please work on the handouts that we talked about today, especially your schedule.
I love
Right.
this. I
Yeah.
never seen this before.
Well, I'm glad you made it today.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So go back to, are you still committed, right, to your success, right? Now, some of you guys are seeing results, right? But I think you can have exponential results if you just multiply the activity that you're doing, right? And it goes back to talking to enough people, right? Okay. So are you able to see? To me, the number one thing about this program is to increase your mailing system. Okay. The reason for the mailing system, right, is for long-term growth, but also to help you in your quarterly calls, right? Okay. So now what I want you guys to have, okay, by the end of this month, you need to have at least 100 mailers going out. Okay. And hopefully in 3 months, you'll have at least 500 going out. And by the end of the year, you should be at 1,000. Right? That you're mailing out, that these are people you've met or plan to meet.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone on your street, if you live on the street, right? Not on the street, but yeah.
Right next to the street.
Your house is on it. Sorry, you guys didn't get the joke, okay? All right. Some of you guys may be on the street already, right? I don't know. I don't want to put you on the street, okay? But my point is you got to meet your neighbors.
Yeah.
Right now, here's the question. Make sure you leave the house every day because they might be asking you, when do you work? Right? Okay. You're always in the backyard, mowing your lawn, right? Okay. All right. So, okay. So again, talk to your neighbors, right? Remember, you go home every day, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So they see you. So wave to them every so often.
Yeah.
Say hello. You see them on the yard, park your car. Don't park at your house. Park in front of their house and talk to them. Have a conversation. And what are you going to have a conversation about?
How's the day going?
How's your day going? What's going on? What?
Did you go?
You already met them. So, sometimes you introduce yourself, right? Sometimes it's just to see what's going on. What else can you be talking to them about?
Any new small businesses that opened up? Have you seen such and such?
Some recommendations, maybe? Okay. What else?
Or
I mean, about what else?
4th of July.
How's the kids doing?
Did you go to things?
Yeah, do you have kids? How are your kids? If you know their kids, you talk about that.
Hold on.
How's your dog? Weekend plan?
How's your dog? Plans for the weekend? Yeah. Hey, who did your yard work?
Yeah.
Who's your gardener? Yeah. Maybe we can, I did this for our neighbor. Okay. He was just coming to our house. I made him a deal. 5 houses in a row. We all got a deal. We saved $5, right? But it's okay. I said, save the neighbors $5, right? Because he can do 5 houses on one trip now. Right? I didn't say, hey, can you cut it 20%? I know how much it costs, right? But I was already paying that. But I wanted to benefit the clients. I mean, the neighbors. Right?
That's right.
Okay. So again, you can do things like that. Okay. It doesn't have to be the next 5 houses, but you can add neighbors. Okay. Okay. So neighborhood garage sales, right? We used to do this once a year where we do neighborhood garage sales. Okay. But you can set that up as you establish yourself in the area. Right? If that's what you want to do. Because your open house signs can say garage sale, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's happening right now.
It's a simple.
Oh, you use
You-
the open house signs
yeah.
for the garage sale too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I usually do is I have a rider that goes on top.
Oh, that's
It still says open house,
nice.
but on top it says garage sale.
Yep. That's.
If people are looking for the open house, they don't see the garage sale, I don't care.
Uh-huh.
They saw my name, right? And that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
They enter in the house, that's all matters.
Yeah. The garage sale is where they're going to go to. They're not going to go to an open house,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's up to them. They didn't read the sign, right? Yes. Because people think, oh, it's an arrow, it's an open house. No, not always, right? Okay. So you can lend your signs to.
The people who are doing garage sales
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It has your name in it.
Right? Okay. Is it okay if I direct traffic to your garage sale? What time is your garage sale going to be? Garage sale, 3 to 4 p.m., 123 Main Street. Put it out, right?
Information, I'm so overwhelmed right now.
Right? Okay. Right? Those little things, but see, here's the thing. Don't be overwhelmed with all these things. Pick a couple of things to do and then go do it. Divya? Oh, Divya's talking to someone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So again, there's a lot of ideas out there. Now we can't do everything. What I want you to do is start with something. But the main thing is number one is your CRM. Second is your monthly newsletter, right? And then bottom line is you got to just be out there meeting people. right? Okay. You got to meet people out there. And if you're not, we got to figure out why not. So can you get to 50 by the end of the week?
Yes.
All right. Let me ask you. You guys have, who's married? All right. Do you guys have your spouse's contact list?
Not really. Yeah, a few, yes, but not all.
All right. Okay. So here's the script for your spouse, right? Okay. Hey, honey. I'm thinking of we should go on vacation, but I need a vacation fund. I was wondering, who do you know at work that I can add to my real estate business? Where were they? Is this? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't want you mixing, Okay, great. Have you seen my newsletter?
Yeah.
Do you think they can benefit from this? Yeah. I said, okay, great. Well, okay. If you don't want me to send it, that's okay, right? Don't pressure them. Okay. Today, let it go. Remember, it's not interrogation. Today, let it go once, right? In the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna bring it up again.
Okay.
Or I'm gonna try to, have you ever met some of their coworkers? Or no, right?
Yeah.
They totally keep it separate.
No,
Right?
I know them.
You know them. That's easier,
Sure.
right? Right? Do you have their contact info?
I have, okay, I need one idea because this coming weekend, we have a beach party where all his pair of work friend families are coming and it's like a potluck kind of a beach party. So it will be around 50 to 100 people will be there.
Okay.
So I
What's
just,
the address?
I'm not gonna tell.
Are we invited? Okay. All right, go ahead.
Not the realtors.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So I just wanna make sure to take that opportunity because it's not like only the close friends,
Yeah.
their friends and their friends, everybody will be joining whoever, everybody who can invite anybody.
Yeah.
So now here, I wanna use this opportunity to get all their contacts and addresses so that I can send them newsletters
Okay.
or
All right.
be in touch,
So, how can you get people's addresses for a party?
Shall I
Yeah.
print out a list or?
Okay.
But I don't have.
You don't. It's not your party.
Oh.
We're gonna crash her party.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're gonna get her friends' contact
At least
info.
50
Okay,
contacts,
right? Okay.
yeah.
How do we get people's information?
Shall I print out a list name and just pass it on to everybody? Can you give your details here so that I can send you the newsletters or we?
No, you cannot. Don't be the real estate agent. Okay. I don't want you. Okay. Remember, they're there for a party,
Yeah.
not a real estate seminar, right? Okay. So Zoom World, any ideas? I'll give you before I give you mine. Okay. Yeah.
You can offer different things and ask them, if you want to have such little, and then put your information and then provide something to them, party goers.
Okay. This is your house, right?
Mhm.
No, I didn't understand. Yes.
It's a beach party.
Okay, so it's at a beach.
Yeah, at the beach.
At the beach.
It's at the beach.
Yeah.
And you're invited to it.
I'm also, yeah.
Okay,
one
so
of
it's,
the-
you're one of the organizers.
You can say, yeah, my husband.
Okay,
You
your
can
husband.
put- You can put your Intero T-shirt there or something.
Your Intero gear.
Yeah.
All right. So she needs to get an Intero shirt. Okay, what else? Or her name badge. Okay.
Yeah, or like the
What
bag, the
else?
beach bag, something like having Intero branding.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that would be
Okay,
good.
a hat,
An
right?
EJ hat,
Right.
yeah.
Some sort of branding, right?
And also,
Okay.
The badge you just mentioned.
Yeah.
It's the
And
Saturday.
also Hargun said like before that the pictures, they can share the pictures
Okay, pictures, right?
and they can ask for the
So you
contact.
take pictures of people. Hey, what's your phone number, right?
Yeah, I
What's
can
your name,
share
right?
that.
Okay.
Yes.
You be the photographer of the day, right? Okay.
Oh,
Right.
I do all the time.
Right. Okay.
I put it on social media.
Okay. So can you have a fill in the card, right? People sign in table,
Yeah, that's what I'm just
right?
thinking.
Can you create a sign in table, right? If it's if that's it, right? Okay. if you're one of the, if your husband's one of the organizer,
Mhm.
can you become one of the organizer? Meaning, can you help out? But what can I do to spread the news, or would it be better? It would be beneficial if we have a sign-in sheet.
Friends too, yeah.
Okay. How about this? What if you create labels for people's names? My name is, right? Okay. That's an idea, right? Now you can do it before the party
Mhm.
or the signing table.
Yeah, the moment I reach there, just make the labels, and whoever is coming in, just write your name and paste it on your dress.
Yeah, put on your shirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Now I've done it to where a couple times where it's actually I use Avery label, right? And they actually make the card, and there's a plastic sheet that they can clip on their shirt. You guys seen those, right? It's an actual clip, like at the Mike Ferry, right?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
One of those clips. That
Right?
you put.
Yeah,
And-
and you can reuse those.
Yeah, you can use the clear one after it's done. But let me ask you, like, where are these? Are these coworkers?
Yeah, friends, coworkers, like family,
Right.
everybody's.
I can say, who invited you?
Oh, okay.
Right? Right? You can create that.
Okay.
Okay. It's up to you, right? So that way you know where the connections are,
Mhm.
right? What else? Can you have a giveaway?
I mean, there's so much going on that party. I don't think by the end of the day, everybody will be in their senses.
Okay.
The giveaways.
All right. So, okay. Does the giveaway have to be at the party?
No, towards the
Later.
It could be after the party.
end.
Okay, you guys are missing out. Giveaways is the biggest way that you guys can have a marketing expense.
Just a raffle thing, like
Raffles, right?
raffles.
Yeah.
Raffles, right?
Yeah.
Don't get those little tabs
Yeah.
because it's hard to put their address in there.
Or just print out those pre-printed name, address, and
Create
phone
a
number.
3x5, 4x6 card and ask for name, address, phone number, email.
Mhm.
Who invited you? And then register for a free whatever, or to be invited on the next beach party, right? You're not going to get 100% completion.
Especially.
You're just trying to get enough people to where you can connect with them, right? Giveaways to me are the easiest way. How many of you guys have filled out one of those things at the mall? Free car giveaway. Right? So
Yeah,
no,
depend on the survey.
right?
Depend.
Or have you guys filled out anything for like a free giveaway? Anything at all? Yeah, some of you guys have. No, some of you guys know, right? Okay. Yeah, same thing. Some people will fill that in, no big deal. Some people will not.
Some people in the party will say, "Hey, we are here for fun. Don't do the business out of it." So,
What am I doing for business? Wait.
never.
Are you giving away free CMA? Are you what? No, honestly. See, this is where I want personal, social business. You're at a beach party. You're not talking about real estate. When do you plan on moving? How long? You're not asking those questions. It's name, address, phone number. Who invited you? Right? Please complete so we can invite you to the next beach party. Or please complete so you can, for free giveaway. Now, what are you giving away?
Yeah, that's what I want.
It could be a ticket to Cabo or somewhere.
Okay. Have you talked to the organizers to see if they want to do some giveaways?
I don't think.
Let's say they don't have money, right? They're all cheap, right? You're a realtor, right? Okay. What can you give away? Honestly, what can you give away? This is at a beach. What can you give away?
Beach
How long is the
ball.
party? How long is the party?
It's gonna start at 8 in the morning. Will last till dawn. Like
Okay, so 5 hours or so. 5 hours. Let's say 5 hours, right?
Sunglasses.
What can you give away every hour?
Oh, every hour.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
Okay, sunscreen, right? Or things to, for the beach, right? Okay. Beach
Floaties.
towel. Huh? Money? What? You say money?
No, I did not say money.
What else? What can you give away that's beach related? Sunglasses, might be too expensive. I'm only talking about $10 to $20, $30, right? Beach blanket, right?
You can get bubbles for
Sunscreen stuff,
beach
right?
shorts.
Go to Costco, get a 2-pack of sunscreen, right? Get a beach
toys
blanket.
for the kids.
Toys,
Sorry.
right? 24-pack of beer, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, right? Think of something that they can use that day, right?
If they could
Okay.
snorkel.
How are you gonna get? Do you have a microphone? Right?
I mean,
A
it's a short
speaker?
notice to arrange
Is there
everything.
music?
Huh?
Is there a DJ?
No.
Right?
I don't think.
How are you gonna get people's attention? Or just
Oh,
people
yeah.
shows up, right? So
That's
there's
true.
gotta be a mic or there has to be some music, right?
Music is gonna be there with
Right.
the speakers on.
Then you can use that as, hey, okay, this every hour, we're gonna have a giveaway. Make sure you come back and pay attention. You're gonna get people's attention back, right? Somehow.
Mm.
Right? So think about that. What kind of giveaway? It could be just one time at the end,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You have a show and
Just a
tell.
big hamper or something, just one giveaway which attracts everybody. Like, oh, okay, I want this one. So
Yeah.
it's not just tiny stuff, a big one.
You
Nice.
can have 3 wine bottles if you want. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
Raffle ticket, it gives.
see, don't overthink it.
yeah.
Less than $100, you can have something, right? Okay. Like for school, right? This I know because of our grandkids now. And this wasn't popular with our kids, but they have birthday parties at the school.
Yeah.
Where for your kid's birthday, you better have a party for them. You have something for the kids to take home to show the parents.
With my branding on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, goodie bag, you can
Goodie
put
bag.
your
Goodie bags.
card in it.
I have goodie bags. I've already planned it. I have
Huh.
those, but with my branding.
Yeah. Why won't you put the sticker in it?
You don't have to do too much,
Right.
like
Okay.
spraying the
So
goodie bag.
you're not gonna say, for all your real estate needs, call Sakshi, right? No, yeah. It's
Just a
like,
business card.
thank you for coming, right?
Mhm.
Right? You can personalize it if you want, right? But thank you for coming, and then of course your name, right?
Or just paste your business card.
And then
thank you card.
clip your card on it. That's it. Right? Okay. By now they should know you're in real estate,
Yeah.
right?
Even getting their numbers
Right.
in the party,
Yeah.
birthday parties is the best way. Like when you arrange those Kidtopia kind of a place, they need to have their every
Yeah, they
kid's
sign up and
detail
everything.
with the
Yeah.
signature, address, email address, everything.
Yeah.
So that's where we can get the data well.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? You gotta be able. Okay, number one, don't be afraid to ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number two, don't be too forward about real estate. Okay. Like for the beach party, okay, in the gear may be okay, right? Okay. You're at the beach, just be careful what kind of gear it is. Right?
Tarot card
Okay.
would be fine.
Right? The hat is fine, you need that, right? The shirt is even fine, no big deal, right?
No, that is
But don't
fine.
have business cards laying around,
No.
right? Okay. If you had the canvas bags,
Mm-hmm.
that would be good, right? People can have that as a giveaway, right? They can use it. There's different sizes. But again, I don't want real estate to be number one when you're trying to talk to people. That's why I've always said personal first, social second, business third.
Yes.
Like who do you know at the party? That's all you're getting to know.
I know
Right?
most of the people because every
Yeah.
year we do this party. So it's like they're
Yeah.
coming every time.
If they're coming every time, by now you should have their contact info.
Yeah, most of them I know, but I don't know their addresses and stuff because we usually meet
Right.
during these parties.
So have you ever asked them where do you live?
This time now,
Right.
well,
I'm-
earlier I
see,
was not in the
where do you live? Which city? Or whatever. I'd love to send you my newsletter. Keep you up to date on the market. What's your address? To me, that's easy,
Yeah.
right? And if they say no, then there's something else we haven't made the connection yet. Okay, that's where I want to be able to help you guys. That you're able to send it because again, to me, the mailer is the easiest way to market to them.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, by the way, are you on Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Easy.
Right. Like everyone in their school, the parents are on Facebook for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They should be there. Right.
Well, people coming and asking me about real estate through my social media.
Yeah. And again, when you're doing social media, remember it's social media, not real estate media, right? I don't believe in a professional page.
I have both.
Okay. I don't, because it's one place, right? You don't post real estate every day, every week. Maybe once every other week, you put something real estate related, right? About your clients buying or something, right? Some of our agents are good with that, right? Some of you guys will take, you take pictures with your clients, right? You post it, right? Follow some agents and see what they're doing and see if it's something you want to do. But don't make it always about real estate in your social media.
Yeah.
If you have a business page, good, but how much remember, people see you, they want to know you personal first.
Yeah, I do both. Like even in my business page,
Yeah.
I connect with my personal and I whatever social personal reels I'm making, it's connected with that. So people do talk to me about it.
All right. Okay.
So,
So if you have both, great.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in having too many, the Facebook pages, right? You can have a Google business page, sure, because that's separate from Facebook. But Facebook, you should only have one. But if you want to have two,
yeah.
totally fine. Okay. If you can manage that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like I said, it's too much to manage. But
Yeah.
if you know how to do it, that's up to you. Okay. All right.
I like to say one more thing.
Yeah.
And for me, I combine it. Years ago, it was personal. Then when I got into real estate, then it was real estate. The track record is there, so they already know. So I make mine a little more personal, and it still comes up every once in a while whenever I upload to my story or something.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's a lot more engagement on the personal, and then the business.
Yeah.
That I'm seeing
Okay.
too.
But I always tag each
They will
other.
never forget.
I always tag my all accounts, connect with each other. So
Right.
it's
Okay.
going on everywhere.
Okay, so let's wrap up, okay? Your COIs, you need to increase this. There's a lot because they already know you, right? Okay. They know you already. Now it's just about how do you get their information, right? Without being so forward about, hey, I want your listing, right? Remember, it's personal first, social, then business.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So most of the people that come to that event, you should be able to capture their information. Right?
Very easy. I just gonna ask them, they're gonna give me anyway
Yeah.
because they know me.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where we're so afraid to ask.
Yeah.
Right? Just ask.
Yeah.
Okay. And see what happens. Right? And that's why I remember I thought, in the beginning I told you guys, I want you to say hello to everyone you pass by. You're at the supermarket, just say hello, good morning. That's the first step. Right?
I started doing it recently.
Yeah.
Earlier I was not, but nowadays I
It
started.
takes, and then eventually, hey, so how often do you guys walk in this,
Store, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Or if they have something in their cart, we can always ask, where did
Yeah.
you got that from?
Right.
So, yeah, just start a conversation.
And again, thinking that, I don't want your phone number yet. I'm just seeing if there's a connection.
Or just give your business card.
Even not even that.
Yeah.
That's where, to me, the Intero shirts,
Mm-hmm.
during the day, right?
Order some.
Yeah. We're gonna be walking around Costco soon, right? Ladies, yeah.
Yeah. So
We're gonna have how many who can get the most phone numbers? When we were single, remember how many digits we can get, right? Yeah, we can go in the club, right? Yeah. Okay, Blaze.
Same kind of
Again,
thing, Greg.
same concept, right? How many people can we connect with, right? When we're out in the public, who can we connect with, right? That's if you want business from the public. If you don't want business from the public, then you're not going to do it. Then start with people you know. Remember? Who are the people we're calling? Expires for sale by owners first. Did any of you guys sign up for RedX, Vulcan, or none? Not so okay.
Not yet.
If you're not going to do that yet, that's okay. Remember, they're the ones that said, "Hey, I'm selling, right?"
Yeah.
Or I didn't sell. Okay. Second is your hot leads, right? If you have enough of those, great. But if you don't, then you need to work on your COIs and SOIs, right? People that already know you, because there's already a connection there. And then the fourth level is everybody else, right? Okay. People you just met at the open house. Which level are they at?
They could be ice or cold.
You just met them this weekend.
Till the time
Also,
they
I-
don't respond on the follow-up, they are cold.
No, they're hot leads
They are hard. Of course, they're
because you just met them.
yeah.
So now you need to do something with them. Now you need to qualify them to see which one they're at. But you cannot go a day or two after the open house without calling them or reaching out. Remember, the moment Rishan comes to my open house, you say, by the way, Rishan, is it okay if I kept in touch? Yes, or whatever. Give him my phone number, right? The moment he leaves, if not before, I already says, thanks for coming by the open house at 123 Main Street.
Yeah.
That's already copy and paste, right? So they know. So they go to Twinkle's open house. Twinkle doesn't do it. I stand out. Most agents don't do it. Don't have that follow-up system, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then, of course, Monday or Tuesday follows. What do you send?
Property alerts.
If they ask for disclosures.
Whatever you promise them to do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right? So now you can figure out if they're hot, warm, cold, or fire or ice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If they respond, that means, they are interested.
Yeah.
So then
Right.
ask for the appointment.
What's the next holiday coming up?
Labor Day again.
That's in September.
Oh, yeah.
Second week.
It's in August.
Okay.
Schools are opening in August. That's what it is.
Back to school. Back to school.
Back
Yeah.
to school, you
Back to school. So if you have kids, you can talk about that.
Yeah.
If you have no kids, what can you talk about? Talk about their kids. They don't have any kids, right?
How would it feel getting
Oh, such a relief. They're going back to
Everyone
school.
here has kids except for Twinkle.
Okay. All right.
No, I don't have
Okay. What else can you talk about besides kids? Okay, it's the summer, right? Talk about what they did this summer.
Vacations.
Right.
Yeah. Where did you go?
Hey, are you into water parks?
How many of you guys have ever just sent, hey there, hi Twinkle, just curious, how was your weekend? What did you guys end up doing? I'd love to hear about it. Greg.
I've been sending a lot of those. My husband is like, you're always talking.
Yeah.
Talking to people. Literally, I met someone at the elevator. Now I'm going over to like a play date with her puppy.
Right? Yeah. Some of you guys have dogs or pets. Right?
Elevator, and today we're meeting for chai.
Right?
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, do you have their address? Not yet, right? You don't have their address yet, right? Not yet. See, okay. How many do you have on your news, Twinkle? How many do you have on your newsletter yet today? Okay.
Add them, yes, I will.
How many do you have now?
I have about 52.
See, too slow.
It's just the address, like getting address.
Okay. It's too slow. You guys, I know you guys know more people than you do, but somehow you don't want to send it for some reason.
I just got one right now.
Right? No, honestly, okay, that is my number one challenge for everybody. Okay, all my programs. No one wants to do the mailer. The ones who do it though succeed, right? Blaze, you guys can talk to Blaze about it, okay? Because he's seeing success on it, right?
Just on Thursday when I was door dropping, my neighbor have seen it and he wants to buy a property in the near future.
Yeah.
And he likes to see the newsletter.
See, the newsletter mail out. Remember, these people you've met or plan to talk to, right? Like your neighbors, right? It's sending out, because real estate is one thing that you can market yourself to as a knowledgeable person before they even meet you. And the newsletter is a great tool. We're not going to compete on, I sold another house. No, that's like everybody else. We want to send them informative information. Remember, 90% are not thinking of buying or selling. That's what the newsletter is for, right? Okay. Guess what? If you send them these newsletters from now till next year, they're going to be talking about real estate to you more.
Yeah.
So,
Because remember, you're calling them quarterly, right? And then you're calling them on their birthday or anniversary, right? Or their house anniversary. Oh, when did you buy the house? Their agent's not doing it for them. Even if they have an agent, how many agents would actually call, hey, congratulations, it's your 5th year now? When I greet people on their birthdays, it's usually the number of years or a range for my ladies. Yeah, right. But yeah, usually it's a number, right? Because I'm counting, because I know the year. I figured out, I eventually asked them, hey, by the way, what year? No, they won't tell me, right? I find out eventually, right? Through, different means.
How you keep a track of everything?
That's where the CRM comes in.
The database and everything.
Right? The database, right? And that starts either your phone or something more robust. And you can constant contact will do the same thing, but some of them just cost more money and they have do different things. Okay, right? So hold on, Bonita, comment, question.
What is the newsletter? Where do I get the free newsletter from?
That's what I was asking.
Okay, the free newsletter, there is, you can get the ones from the Tala company, right? But the one I'm telling you guys to do is the tpmco.com, right? The personal marketing company, right? Text me, and that's the one that I'm recommending you guys do. That costs about tpmco.com. They cost about $1 a piece, right? Okay. Have you started your mailing? Not yet, right? How come?
TPMC. Oh.
No, honestly, tell me. How come? Yeah, right. Yeah. Some people, they're too busy 5 years later. Okay. Again, that is the first thing that I need you guys to jump on, right? Because you need to start marketing to people that you already know. All right. Now, you guys may have other projects and things like that, but if you're serious about long-term real estate success, I need you guys to jump on that. Okay. All right. The sooner the better. Because what people always say is that I'm too busy, so I can't get to that. But then later on, they're complaining they don't have enough business. Okay. Because when are you going to work on your business, not just in your business? Okay, guys? Okay.
What?
And I'm just not picking on Richard. This goes to, I know some people who has been waiting 5 years to get started. Okay. Again, why won't you do it? Is my question, right? After 30 days, you haven't done it yet. There's something that we need to have a conversation about, right? All right.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, if you're not mailing out yet, why not? And again, I know sometimes it's budgetary, but we need to figure that out. Okay, you need to, if you want future listings, you need to start mailing out.
So mailings monthly or
Monthly.
quarterly? Monthly.
Monthly is what I recommend,
Uh-huh.
but we have to look at your budget, right? And that's what we're going to talk about next week. What your budget is. Okay? Because we're going to get serious, right?
Mhm.
We got 2 weeks left. All right. So, all right. I'm going to cut the recording here. All right. Questions, comments, what we've talked about today.